4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Step off the limb. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over.
Houston, Columbia on the high gate, over.
Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
They've got the flag up now. You can see the stars and stripes on the
Flag
lunar.
up now, you can see the stars.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston? Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. You're in our field of view now.
I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the lunar surface. You do have to be, you do have to be rather careful to keep track of where your center of mass is. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 paces to make sure that you've got your feet underneath you.
It's my life now. ground, she stood their ground. For Tommy and Gina, never back down. Tomorrow's getting harder, make no mistake. Looking, even looking, gotta make your own breaks. It's my
What's up, kids? We are in the background. We're getting ready. It's Sunday. It's almost 8 p.m. We know what time that is. That means we're going to be live here at the Drone Hangar. Everyone's showing up, but they're showing up a little late. Yes, when you hear me chime in right now, you're getting an echo, but we still haven't figured that one out. But we got some great guests tonight. We got Zach Pollock, Doug Bell, the real deal George. He's made it. He's a former military drone pilot, so we're going to talk to him, and then he's going to be a part of our debate later on, where the Drone Hangar Civil War is going to be going down by the FAA. Because we got two sides growing here at the Drone Hangar, and it's about ready to ring the bell time, sons. It's going to get real. Kind of like what we did last week, carrying it over. It's actually really cool. And we got a lot more. So stick around. You know how it goes. If you've been here before, if you haven't been here before, when I kick that 5-minute timer on, that means we're officially going to start in that amount of time. It's BYOBB, and bring your own, whatever you got. Whatever makes you feel happy, the more the merrier. Trust me, the more you have, the better the show. All right, look for the timer here in a few. All right, everybody in the background that's waiting, we are actually in our final stages. Everyone's kind of getting situated. Some people had a little late arrival to where they need to be set up for the show. So you'll see the timer start here in just a couple minutes. Cool. I know everyone likes that. Beautiful timer. Let me see what I was going to say. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
All right, guys, look for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
You got a new one, huh?
I don't know. We'll see.
Got something new.
I don't know, man. Stop killing me and selling me down the river.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back. Look
Oh,
for the
yeah.
timer. Alrighty, kiddies, here we go. 5-minute timers coming your way. Shazbot.
So you think you could tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a dream field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you could tell? Did they get you to trade? Trees, hot air from a cool breeze.
What up, everybody? Let's see if this works. Welcome again to the Drone Hangar. I'm your host, Shelby Vole. I'm so glad you made it. It's already crazy, but we're already having a good time. So we're glad you showed up. Again, welcome to the Drone Hangar. I'm your host, Shelby Vole. And in the background, we've got a group of people tonight, folks. Got a ton. Audios, hot mics. Marty, can you give me a mic check real quick? Microphone. Brian?
He's got to get further from it.
What's up?
There we go. Now to make sure. Rotor Ranch, can I hear you? This is how we do it. We decided this is the best. This is the best theme song for this dumbass show that we do called the Drone Hangar. But we do love everyone showing up. So thank you. Let's go ahead and bring in Chatty Cathy's. Let me see if I can't do that. There's just too much noise. Too much noise. I tried. It's just too much noise. Woo. We're trying to make things nice and neat for everybody. Let me see. There we go. We don't really have anybody in there right now. I see Belinda made it. She's part of the gang, so that really doesn't count. Well, we do have a lot of people actually. I hope the chat's working. So, anybody can chat on there? Brian, you almost ready? George?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Can you chat? Can you chat in there? We'll make sure we're having the chat working right. Because I'm starting to get a little concerned about what's going on right now, and I need to go ahead and hit this button.
Yeah, you don't have no chat.
Welcome again to another crazy. Some people call it the shit show. We call it the Drone Hangar. Shit shows are on what, Fridays? Usually. But this is a place for all things drone related. I mean everything, not just FPV stuff, but all of it. So we're going to talk about everything. And on tonight's show, we are going to have a couple of guests. We're going to have, well, Real Deal George is already here, so we're going to have him on. He's a former military, professional, whatever you want to call it, pilot. So the Real Deal, that's what we call him now. We're going to have Zach, Pollock, and Doug Bell from CFLFPV. They're going to be on. They're going to be talking about giving us an update with everything that's going on for the event. There's a lot of cool shit going on and a lot of other stuff. So strap in. It's going to be a nice, fun one. Destination information is where we're going to go. That's where we always head out.
Hey, what, my chopped liver?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get to everybody. All I got to see is Brian just showed up, setting up his shit, really throwing a curveball. He is the clown.
Look at
today, but he's got those lights. That's what does it.
He's got the lights.
Yeah, he doesn't. So, without further ado, got to welcome my co-captain, co-pilot, co-host, whatever you want to call it. One man party morning. Give it up for him, please.
What's up?
There we go. Looks like chat's starting to work. Starting to fire up.
We're gonna smack you down tonight, baby.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We got
a big show.
We got the drone.
We got a really big shoe tonight.
The Drone Hangar Civil War FAA debate. It started the other week, and we have made divisions and lines. And Broseph, I never got to make what I was going to make. All this other shit I had to do was really eating up my time. Man, there's a lot of other stuff trying to get done. Meanwhile, Brian's right here trying to lay out his cables and get ready. Like, fuck. All I see is hands in front of my face.
Right.
What were we talking about? So we got Rotor Ranch in the background. Say hi, Rotor. I haven't pulled you up yet. Can you say hi to everybody? I think I have it set where your audio should come in a lot better this time. I hope we're not going to lose you because we're jamming this Skype call full and we're running this old-ass machine to its absolute limit. But if it breaks, we definitely have George here, right, George?
Rotor's being
real deal.
Rotor's being a Cylon tonight.
He's being a Cylon. Let me go ahead and
remember the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I remember exactly. And of course, we got Beehive Brian. He's here.
Red Eye.
That was such an awesome on CD, man. Battlestar Galactica was awesome.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. So let me see who we have here in the Chatty Cat land. We have, of course, Belinda's in the house. We got Anthony. We got Blitzkrieg is in the house. Sean's FPV is here, and it looks like Jake Double's in the house. Sweet. Now, I know Big Jake was doing an interview or whatever. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Did you see it, Rotor?
And I was driving. I was on the road all afternoon. I got home and
I didn't know what it was.
Take care of some family stuff, and I was gone.
Yeah, I was too busy doing all the shit in the background that I'm doing here. I don't even have my hat on, man. That's how unprepared I am to that extent. We were really working hard here, trying to make this show that much better. What's that?
You are out of uniform, son.
I am out of uniform. That's it. I know. What is that? Did you bring the bell? Well, that's a little later, man. That bell's going to be going off a lot later on tonight, I can promise you. We'll get to that. Thank you, Brian. Brian is definitely, it's like an assistant. It's great. He knows what I need. Right at the right time. Perfect. He's ready to go. Except he can't show up on motherfucking time. Anyways, Remember, by the way, kids, I'm going to have to hit the Benny Hill song for this one. This is a 21 and over show, so I'm doing my due diligence as a YouTuber. You got to make sure you fit that requirement. This show is not intended for kids at all. Adults only. These are the only adult children we really want to have hanging around here. That's called the Chatty Cathy Land. So we appreciate them all the time. Every day. All the time. Get your son. Let me go ahead and bring everybody's image in. That way we've got everybody, and let's go ahead and test that. I'm going to do another applause here. And there we go. Thought I had that set cued on, but didn't. George moved because the lasers move, but you don't move. Right over there, I'm going to introduce everybody. That right there is the real deal George. Of course, we know who's over yonder. Over yonder is Mr. One Man Party Marty. We'll give him an applause. We skipped over George. George, can you take part of that applause? Plus, Chatty Cathy Land's like, hey, I'm tired of applauding. And then over here, of course, we know who it is. It is Ying to my Yang, motherfucking Rotor Ranch. Good stuff. All right, so how's everybody doing?
All right.
We know you're all right. Medication, you were sick, Marty. Don't you tell everybody what was going on with you?
Hell of a week.
Yeah, and what happened? There, by the way, goes Brian. Late. Again, we're going to play it. We should play it every damn time we see him walking by. He's late, folks. He's the clown of the circus tonight. That would be Beehive Brian. He gets to wear and don that on his chest because he showed up late. Anyways, so you got sick. What did you get, Brian? Or Marty, what'd you get? What'd you come down with?
I got a virus and then bronchitis, which got into the chest.
Oh man!
So I basically slept this whole week because when I went to the doctor, he gave me some real good stuff.
Well, there you go. I'm gonna knock your ass out. That's what it probably did. Put you down.
I was on the codeine, the Odine, the
Gonna
Rodine.
start with that whiskey virus before you get the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh wait, damn! Got me warmed up right on. There you go, George. I like that. Let's see. Rotor Ranch has got his Spidey cup. He's drinking some coffee, I'm assuming, or tea.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? Coffee.
Coffee.
All right. So what?
Yep.
So you got sick.
Up.
So Marty, you got sick. Then what happened? You're on the mends now, right? You're not contagious. You're not anything. No coronavirus.
The main water broke, out by the road, so we
down by the river.
So we had like 5-gallon buckets flushing toilets.
Over yonder, the water pipe broke over yonder.
Over yonder, pipe broke down yonder.
Yeah, the main water
down
busted.
the lower 40.
Yeah, put 600 gallons of water in my front yard.
Yeah, man. You showed me the video of the guy that had to come out. The guy who had to come out here and dig up the hole.
Yeah,
he didn't look too happy about digging that.
No,
4 or 3.5 foot deep.
No, the thing is,
4 foot trench.
I wasn't here when they showed up, and so he left a door hanger that said, "It's your side. It's not the city side."
Saying it was your fault. The hole in the leak was you, and you own all the bill. And Marty was like, "You F that. I go get a plumber."
So I called my plumbing buddy up. He come over there with his helper, El Senor, and they brought the Mexican backhoe, and which is a shovel. And
oh damn!
And
I gotta preface again one more time. The show is for 21 and over.
Yeah.
I am not responsible for any motherfucker on the show. They say what they want to say, how they want to say it. You just take it up with them. Moving on.
So
shit.
So they dug it out. I had a shop vac, so I pumped it out, and then he cracked it open, and it sprayed the solder joint on the meter yoke was busted. Not my pipe that I hooked to.
Marty was like, he was ready to throw down. He was getting real when I showed up earlier today.
I was shooting video of it and pictures, and I called him up, and I said, you need to send somebody back out here. Same dude comes out here. I didn't know him from the first time, but he's like, I was here the last time, and it's your side. And I said, well, let me show you something right here on my phone. And he looked at it.
That's where the bell comes in.
He was the dude that filled out the door hanger.
I know. He didn't. I told you, he just didn't want to do it.
It wasn't his side.
He wasn't his side. She probably rolled up and goes, I don't want to do that. It was a big nasty hole he had to dig up. But anyways, so moving on from that, you got that fixed. What else?
Now I got like a $600 water bill, which is normally like $100 a month.
That you got to fight the city.
That I got to call him up tomorrow and said, hey, look, I need you to, make this disappear.
And then you had some family emergencies.
Yeah, I had to call rescue squad on family member.
Yeah.
And
so you got to deal with that.
She's in the hospital. Then I got sick.
So Marty had a very.
I went to the wrong
like.
job today.
It sounds like a really crappy week.
I literally filmed an entire job today, and it was the wrong location.
Yeah, I went out earlier, and that was kind of funny.
And I got up early to go do it too.
Came here, I was like, "Oh shit, I filmed the wrong spot." He went and did the whole thing.
That was just practice.
Marty had a drone job. He went to the location, filmed it, brought it back here, showed me some video. Goes, "Oh crap, I went to the wrong place and filmed the wrong place," so he had to go back out and then redo it again.
Yeah.
It happens, right? It's still funny as shit that she did it though.
But it was my birthday, and
with an F. You spell birth with an F.
My birthday.
Birthday. Just want to make sure. I just wanted to make sure.
It was my birthday.
Everyone spells shit differently these days. I don't know. There's more than 2 genders from what I hear. So I don't know. I'm confused. Birthday.
So I ate a big fat 16-ouncer steak.
Oh, did you go to the steak place around the corner?
Oh man, that place is awesome.
You go there all the time, dude.
Yeah, it's twice I've been there. It's great.
Oh, it's the 3rd time. Well, moving on, because it's good to hear that Marty's on the men's. George, actually, we'll go to Rotor Ranch. We'll talk to you in a second. George, we'll talk to you. Rotor Ranch, what's new? What's new with you?
Got to fly today, brother.
You got to fly.
It was like the first dedicated morning in like 2 months. I got to fly. Got in the clouds. It was epic.
Make sure you check your audio when we get a chance. Just wiggle the 3.5, whatever you got plugged in. Just make sure it's good. It's getting a little staticky. So you went and flew, and what did you fly?
I flew my super spec, my right wing super spec.
Oh,
I
there we
put
go.
it way up in the air. It was nice. It was a nice day for it. It was low cloud, like 300
feet. They look pretty low, man. They weren't too high.
They weren't high at all. No,
so
I kind of did get just a little. I don't really fly that. I mean, if you didn't watch any of my videos, I don't really ever fly that high.
No, you don't. You always stay pretty low. Nope. So nothing else really new? Did you post your video yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Didn't?
We had pulled away from the house. We had to go run some errands. I had to go take care of a man and a horse. And by the time I got back from doing that,
wait, stop, hold on, time out, ding ding. What was that? You had to stop. What? Man and a horse? What?
I had to go take a man and a horse. I had one of those calls. You just had to go.
Oh, yeah.
Can't say what it was about, but I had to go.
Oh, I got you. I never heard of it. So, I guess I mean just living under a rock then. I don't know what it is, but it is. All right, George. So this is the real deal, George. He was on Monday, impromptu. It wasn't even planned. He showed up. He was here when I was doing the Newness Mondays.
That's because I was sick and didn't want to come out of the house Monday night.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Yeah,
yep.
That's right. You did.
I had to come be Vanna for a little while.
Yeah. A little Vanna. Yeah. So you did the whole Newness Monday thing.
I told George to come back Tuesday, and then I didn't even call him the next day.
Yeah, you were out of it. Yeah, you started going down that night. That's right. That's when you started crashing.
Down for the count, man.
Yeah, you were down for the whole week. Damn, that's crazy. But it's good that he's back. So, George, anything new? No, nothing.
No, just another week. Been waiting for this battle.
Yeah, he's preparing for sure. Okay, these two knuckleheads up there versus me, and of course Brian when he shows up. Versus it's gonna be us three down here versus those two.
You're going down tonight.
The whole debates with the we have a song for it. It's a Hallelujah debates. The FAA debate that's been going on. The Hallelujah that's been going down. So we got some proponents. Oh man, Marty's killing everyone's audio. But then Marty's loud.
FAA.
But what I'm getting at is we had a debate the other episode. What was it? It was last Drone Hangar, right?
Yeah.
Last Drone Hangar.
Which
turned out really good.
Which is first off, let's talk about that. It's good to debate because all of this stuff I'm seeing on YouTube is just like a couple of people talking about it, and we've heard over and over and over again what's going on with it and how you're supposed to deal with it and how you're supposed to respond. And I mean, it's good to have a debate between recreational and commercial guys.
Right, and that's what the debate is.
Because that's really what it's coming down to.
And George is here because he's going to give you a perspective of being OG, original, drone, quote, the real deal drone. Like, not the bullshit they call drones now. Like, what we all used to call a drone is what he used to fly. And he's going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show, right before we go right into the debate. So it's basically a Q&A, so you can know, like, he actually has knowledge and a lot of knowledge, and he's going to give his perspective on this whole Hallelujah crap. And Marty over there is jerking off the FAA, and we're over here trying to kick them in the balls. Like, so we got different divisions. So there's a little civil war going on here at the old drone hangar. I'm about ready to say right now, we're going to find out who the fucker's going to win. I'll tell you right now, I have the power of the buttons. I can tell you who's going to win. Right here. Get you some of this. But anyways, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're also going to do a little bit of Drones in the News with Marty if he really has anything. But we might have to stall on that one because I don't think he's prepped I don't think he's prepped at all. I don't think he's prepped
I didn't write nothing down.
See, I don't even have to put my hand to my ear because I know that's what you said.
I didn't write nothing down because I'm ready to get into the RFID stuff.
It's been fun.
We did look at some videos today, and
here's the bad thing. Here's the one thing.
There's one thing I kind of understand. There's one about this. It's the FAA came out.
Not get into it right now, son.
Excuse me.
Can't get into it right now. Oh, I lost it.
They came out and said they're coming out with a UAS certification program for manufacturers.
Does it anyways.
So
good.
So they're basically saying, okay, look, we're coming out with
time
airworthiness Part 135 certification for UASs for businesses now.
Okay.
That was one thing that was of note.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the news?
And there was a guy out there.
I like our version of the news versus the other shows that do.
A sheriff's department was out there looking for a missing teenager. They had a problem with their drone. A civilian volunteered, a recreational pilot volunteered to help out, and he literally found the missing person.
Okay.
For the cops.
So the cops utilizing drones for finding humans.
I think they had issues with dirt.
Search and rescue, right? Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Some more people.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And then there was a guy. See, I didn't write nothing down.
I know.
So
we're working on that sharp brain of yours, my man.
But we're
hoping we don't have to hit the Jeopardy theme song button that much tonight, but I've already had to hit it once.
There was a guy that was arrested for being at not at the Super Bowl arena, but I think South Beach area where they have extended festivities further south, I guess. And he was flying in a TFR, and he's looking at possibly a year in jail and a fine.
Right, so the guy got there was a guy in the news that flew a drone not at the Super Bowl.
Not during the Super Bowl, not at the Super Bowl.
But in the restricted airspace that they had designated. He flew anyways, and they actually are trying to drop the hammer on him.
Yeah, they take over the whole city.
They're trying to give him a year's.
With festivities and events, and there was a TFR put in place, which is temporary flight restricted areas.
So, TFR, temporary flight restriction. And he went anyways. And now he's suffering the consequences, and they said FAA is going to be trying to make they're going to make an example out of somebody.
Probably so. Yeah.
That might be who's going to be the example. That's going to suck.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about all that debate and the pros and cons and the fours and the four knots and, north versus south, whatever you want to call it. We're definitely going to have a debate happening on later on tonight.
Yeah.
But before that happens, we're going to have Zach and Doug come on here. It might just be Zach because I know Doug is still in transit. Travels a lot. But he's trying to get on, and they're going to give us an update on that big FPV event that's going on down in Sorrento, Florida, February 27th or 8th through March 1st.
Yep, and one other thing came up in the news.
Go ahead, keep going with the news. So make sure I get that in.
Which is the same weekend as CFL. They're expecting to have several thousand people show up on the 29th in D.C.
So did that whole event go up to a couple grand? I thought it was only a couple hundred.
Might be. Depends on the sources. But
okay.
Yeah, they're trying to
filtrate through.
I don't understand why they're having it on the weekend when the building's closed. Shouldn't that be like on a Monday when everybody's there?
I don't know. It's a good point. I don't know what says you, George?
Because they're not getting paid. They're not going to take a paid day off to go to D.C.
That's true.
This isn't Korea and China where you get paid to protest.
George, what are you going to say?
I only protest on the weekend.
I don't know anything about that one. Sorry.
Okay. Doesn't know nothing about that one.
So,
George doesn't know anything about all this.
It's recreational flyers. I guess AMA's having something to do with it. But it's basically just a protest in D.C. about what's going on with the NPRM.
Right. So they're going down there to protest for the, all of it. They're afraid the hobby side is going to die out.
Yeah.
Completely. And that's why they're going to protest. Rotor, did you have something you wanted to say? I thought you did.
I got a lot to say.
Oh shit! Wow.
He's just holding out right now.
Yeah, he's ready to go right now. So
get warmed up.
We're holding him back.
One thing really has to be done through all of this. Looking at it, is that we can't put the wedge between the line of sight flyers and the FPV guys anymore. Really, because that's kind of what's happened here a little bit in the last 72 hours with the whole Oooops video and whatnot.
And then that's the other topic we're going to talk about.
What the FAA has to do on top of mandating all this bullshit and bureaucracy and everything else that they want to dip their pinching little fingers into our pockets, what they really need to do is define a UAS and separate a UAS from a hobby aircraft. And I honestly think that anything with GPS and a camera and has some kind of automated flight, that's a UAS. What we do in the park with our little fucking pieces of styrofoam, that's just flying. I mean, a kite could be just as dangerous. So
we're hold on, bro. Since you're uncorking too early. Hold on, hey. Time out, everybody. I'm gonna lay down the hammer right now. Hold your horses.
I'm telling
We're gonna get on that one.
They're coming out.
Uncorking.
They're coming out, guns a-blazing.
Hey, I'm telling you. Everybody's ready here. We got a whole bunch of horses in the stable ready to bust free. I don't know how I'm going to fucking control this utter nonsense. Is about ready to go down here a little bit later in the show. But it's going to be fun. So, like we say always, time to get you some. We're here. Destination information is where we're going to travel on this fun boat that we call Ship of Fun. I'm your captain. Marty's your co-captain. The rest of these guys are part of the gang. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to go a couple ports along the way, but we're going to get to destination information eventually. So stick around. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick commercial break, take 5, get ready, get our first guests on the line, and we're going to go from there. So we'll be back at 5. Time to get a refill. See you in a bit.
Yay!
We're way late, man. We're back. I swear to God. We'll get this shit. We'll get it figured out sooner or later. I promise. We're trying. And look, there's Zach. Yay, Zach. What's going on, man?
How's it going, fellas?
Sorry, that was a little bit of a delay. We're trying to still get him figured out here. He's mic'd up, but Marty, you mic'd up?
I'm good, baby.
Yeah, you're good. Your mic's good.
We just needed that.
Rotor Ranch, give me a little audio check.
Yep.
Yeah, we're cramming everybody in here. Look at all this crazy nonsense we got going on.
It always comes down to
crazy sardines.
a cable.
Move over. You're sitting on my head, goddammit. Remember, it's 21 and over to be here at this show. I don't know why you want to be here. Sometimes it's actually kind of cool. We get to the destination information. We have a lot of fun along the way, a lot of laughs. We do have a 1833 number because we're freaking special. And you can call that if you feel like you want to. We encourage it. We're paying for it. Don't waste our money. We do that on our own. I guess having that line, we're wasting our money. But anyways, you guys tend to call in. So please do so. We appreciate it because we love all you guys over there in Chattacathy land. What are they saying over there before we start saying hi to Zach? It's kind of like prematurely brought him into the fold here. And I want to kind of, want to ooh and ah, kind of reveal Zach to his masses with his new mullet do and his flashback to 1989, 90. Shades included. Those are sport, and you're just screaming IROC Z. And banging out some Def Leppard or some shit like that. I don't know. Something along those lines. Instead, so he's hiding that shininess, that Mr. Clean. But it's good to have Zach here. He's co-organizing CFLFPV. It's the 9th year, right? Ninth year. 9 years going, and we think that's awesome, and it goes to a great cause. And the main cause is a lot of guys, middle-aged, running away from their families for a weekend. Now, the good cause, Easter Seals and the cam and everything else, we think it's awesome if you guys do that. And it's coming up. It's 2 weeks away, man. Right? Yeah. Something like that effect? I'm always last minute when it comes to this shit. But I can't wait, man. It's going to be kick-ass time, and I wanted you to come back on because I want to get an update. It's been a couple weeks. You guys were trying to get through all the logistics and everything along those lines, and then I was going to mention something on air. And remind me, Rotor, I have something I actually need to bring to his attention before we hang up. And we wanted you to give everybody else an update of what's going on, status, and I'll have some other questions for you as well. I even have it written down. I am a prepared young man / old man. Whatever you want to call me. I'm prepared.
I didn't get a list of questions. This is one of those surprise interviews.
I have a list of questions. That's all that matters here on this show is I have the questions. Actually, what's more important is I have them. More important is you have all the answers. So that's what we want to get to. Now, obviously, Doug is somewhere around the country, I'm assuming, coming back from a shoot or something to that effect, right?
Something like that.
All right, so he might not make it. He said he was still driving, so. If he doesn't make it,
this is my Doug. Since he couldn't make it, this is my Doug.
You're bringing in the Doug. You're bringing in the Doug. Yeah, he brought the lights and everything. If you wanted to see the first time Zach was on the show, well, not the very first time. Last time we had him on, he put like shit stuck to the wall and hung a T-shirt, and we thought that was, interesting, funny, but not drone material. So we had a meeting, and he listened, and we give him an applause for that because. We like it when people do that. It just keeps the ambiance of the show. All right, so let me kick this horse down the road a little bit, see what happens. What's the new thing though? Rocket launch I hear about, and I was going to pull it up, but I don't really want to pull it up right now. I'm a little lazy right now.
Yeah, we called in some favors. SpaceX.
You called in some favors. He called in SpaceX. Yeah. Nice.
You got Elon Musk on speed
we got this event. We need you guys to launch when we're doing this like last year.
You got Elon on speed dial.
Elon on Elon. Just hit him up in the DMs, and it was good.
Hit him up on the DMs. He's like, "What's up, Zach? Yeah, man. I'll launch on that weekend for you." He's a weird individual.
Pretty good though. It's if schedule holds, it'll be a night launch, so it's always cool to see those.
Yeah, man.
In the sky.
Yeah,
that's
was
so
awesome.
Cool, man. Last year, that was so awesome. Like, I hope is it going to have the re-entry rockets again, like when they come back down and land?
I think so. Most of the rockets all do. So,
I mean, I've never.
Back down.
Well, I mean, are they going to land?
Lit the sky
this is the one where they land. I think they all do, don't they? They all land. Yep. I mean, that's the whole premise.
Yeah. Well, they try.
They try.
Right.
Well, at least when they did last year, they did it. They did a fucking great job. They actually landed their shit, and it was really entertaining. I've never seen that in my life. And I love all that stuff. So it was really cool, and I'm really excited to see that happen again. I don't know. I guess just luck's out. It's a good time, good window, I guess, for that weekend to launch rockets into space. Who knows? But anyways, that's what's going on. Give us updated on any new sponsors that you have. Did you get any more added on, or is that coming?
We have added on a couple new. I'm trying to remember where we were at last time, but the latest one that's joined, TBRC Wings. I'm not sure if they were on last time or if we had announced them.
Get your son. That's great.
Anthony and crew taking care of us.
Yeah.
And also Windcatcher RC. So that's a new one to the mix for us. And,
Windcatcher RC.
Send some of the respecs.
So you got a couple of wing manufacturers supplying and helping out. Helping to the cause, which I think is a great thing.
TBRC has joined the, TBS has joined the mix.
Oh, sweet. So you got Trappy in the mix?
Some TBS product coming in.
That's really good.
Right. And we got confirmation again. We're going to have our catered, supplied. We're going to have kind of at least for now, it's an anonymous sponsor, but Friday night pizza night, it's all taken care of.
There we go. I like that's kind of like a tradition now.
Yeah, it is.
Free meal. You get free meal and the banquet, so you get that. So you get like 2 free meals.
Night's banquet. Yep.
That banquet's really cool. It was it's always fun because you do all the awards and the giveaways and everything that night. You do it throughout the week, but anyways, go ahead.
Probably the other big one is our fireworks sponsors back, and they're actually increasing their
yeah,
so Lions and fireworks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Get you some of that. That shit's so much fun, man. That's like one of the highlights of the whole damn weekend. I can't wait for that,
where
man.
Else you have like a 20 minutes fireworks show you can fly in.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah, it's something like that. It was like 20 minutes, and you're allowed to fly around in it. And all these lit up wings and Radians and all this, quads are flying. Everything's flying. You got Mavics up in the air. You got everybody taking shots, and these guys will let you, and they'll just keep launching their gear up, meaning the bottle rockets and all the fireworks and whatnot. It's really cool, man. I mean, it really is. It's a lot of fun. That's cool. Good to hear. Confirmation. Got another one.
Yeah.
It's like 2 pistols. So it's ready to rock and roll. I got the rocket from SpaceX, and I got bottle rockets and fireworks. What more rockets do you want? What else you got?
Hey, rocking is what we do. That's what we're known for.
Is that why we're wearing the mullet?
Rocking.
Def Leppard, Die Hard. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So what else? Anything else new?
Since we talked last time, we've nailed down the schedule a little more.
Cool.
We've got confirmation we're definitely going to have the inflatable pylons from WRA, and thanks to the Texas guys and the Texas Wing Racing crew is going to send up Big Tex.
So Big Tex is a gate. It's known. And,
Big Tex, now infamous. I just saw today, Big Tex now has its own stickers.
It's
a movement.
Oh, that's a Texas thing, man. It
So
totally is. That's cool. All right, so we got some gates, got some pylons. So there's going to be some racing, but the racing's not spec wing. It's going to be
we're going to
a mixture of some and some.
We're going to mix it up a little because we had a lot of requests from other people that want to do something different, and there just weren't that many guys that were really going to be doing hardcore spec. So we're going to introduce a new event. We're going to have a Team Enduro Wing Race.
Team Enduro Wing Race. Now, how many? So what? Just give us some details. I want details, man. That's what we want right here. We want news. I'm gonna play the news that we didn't play for Marty. We're gonna play for you.
So there's going to be a full, fully broken down list of rules. I don't want to overstate here, but we're going to have teams between 3 and 5.
Are you dodging? Are you dodging the question, sir?
I'm not dodging it, but I'm telling you this is a thing. We're creating a new event. So
you are being a politician, sir. You are being a politician.
We've got like 30 people in the back room working out rules right now.
Okay, that's a lot of people. It's like a lot of damn kids. It's a lot of damn chefs in the kitchen. You don't need that many to make up damm rules.
It's all of our best minds are on it.
Okay. It sounds like we need to be playing this song for you guys. With all this nonsense, 30 people trying to figure out how to make a race. Ain't that hard. Come on, man. How many laps are we going to have? You can give me that. We push here. We want the news.
It's going to be time-based, not lap-based.
It's going to be time?
It'll be the greatest amount of laps in the period of time. Still working out a few of the nuances. We're probably going to target about 45 minutes.
All right, so just for shits and giggles right here, we'll call it 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, how many laps you can complete?
Right.
And you have a team of how many people?
Minimum of 3, maximum of 5.
Actually, we're going to go through this one. This is probably better. I'll give you a little Jeopardy theme song. How many minutes? 45? A team,
45 minutes.
How many on a team?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. Okay. How many teams total?
Depending
Close.
on what everyone's got for frequencies, maximum of 5 teams.
All right, so there we go. So you're looking at like 25 people.
Yeah.
Does everybody have to race on your team?
Everybody does. In fact, there will be some minimums, so you can't just put your ringer in the whole time.
Okay. All right.
There's
See?
also going to be a surprise bonus kicker. So
Just keep
it'll be a
this playing
typical,
for you. You're like
typical
Marty.
course.
Touch the sweet spot. He gives you all the information. Keep going.
That's right. So we're going to have a surprise obstacle. It'll be worth a nice bonus point multiplier if you choose to go for it.
Okay.
You got a Joker lap?
This is kind of like a take on that. It's not a Joker lap. It's going to be a Joker obstacle.
Gotta find the button, and I lost it. And I lost one of my other buttons. Damn it. That means everything's off. Ugh. And that means I don't know if this is going to be the right one or not. Everything's all screwed up again. Remember that episode where I lost it? Got rid of the badumps. That took forever. That was a nightmare. Anyways, cool. At least I got some information out of you, and that's what everybody wanted to hear. They want to hear an update, what's going on, and I know a lot of people want to know about any kind of racing. So the enduro race sounds like it's going to be one of like the key races, I guess, for the whole weekend. I guess that's kind of the idea.
Be a fun, and we're also going to do another just a straight fun race that's open to smaller class stuff.
All right, smaller class. Bring what you got. Smaller class.
Yeah, this is going to be a little more of it. We're not going as strict as spec. This is going to be kind of a run what you brung up to some maximum. So we're just trying to get everybody involved, so it's not just 6, 8, 10 guys doing all the racing.
Sounds good. All right. I look forward to seeing that and what that brings. I'm not racing, so I don't know. I might hop in on that enduro race.
Might do the fun stuff.
I might do the enduro race. I might do the enduro race. I'm thinking about that one because I got a 48 coming, and I think that might do just fine. But you said everyone's got a race, so my team's got to have like all velocity 48s, and then we'll go from there. See what happens. That might actually be kind of cool. But we'll look forward to that. What else? What else you got on? Any more information you can give out?
So the rest of the events, we'll bring back a lot of the favorites. We'll do once again the drag racing. That's one a lot of people have been asking for.
Okay, sweet.
We're going to enhance the combat.
Ooh, got combat.
So,
all right.
A few new twists on that, and move that Sunday race packing up, which was always when combat was. It's a tough time, so we're going to bring that further up in the schedule.
All right.
We'll do the multi-rotor enduro race like we've done the last couple of years. Anybody that saw that, it's kind of chaos.
That sounds like a good plan. Everybody's included, and then I'm going to jump ship here a little bit on this one, and it's not just FPV racing and wings, and it's everything, right? I mean, it's literally this event is everything FPV related, so it's all of it. People come out.
Everything, and it's not just scheduled events. That's why we have to pick and choose, because there's plenty of free fly time. Some guys don't like the organized events.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want to get up there and fly.
It isn't just a race. This is not. It's an event, and there's racing as a subset, as a offshoot. It's not the thing. It's mainly the CFL is an all-encompassing event for everybody to show up. Everybody have a great time. There is literally tons of flying time, and they really are strict and stick to it as far as time for racing. That's done like early in the day. It's knocked out early. We have to get up early, get it done, bam, done. So the rest of the day is open for everybody else, which is great. I mean, it does work that way. That way, everybody's that shows up that doesn't give a shit about racing is going to be able to do a majority of. They're going to have majority of the time flying. Yeah. So that's what's really cool about going to CFL, and then all the shenanigans to go along with it. It's a fun time.
Well, lots of great nighttime stuff too. The line of sight at night is always a blast.
It's all day. Yeah. I mean, it really is all day. You can find there's always something for somebody throughout the whole event. You got to go. You got to do it once. Once you go, you'll come back. I assure you. Unless you're living way across the country and you don't have the means, I get that. But if you've come out here and gone to CFL, you'll come again. You really will. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rotor. True enough? Because that was your first one last year.
Very true.
First one was for you last year.
And we'll have the two areas again. So we've got the wing course, we've got the quad course, so something for everybody.
Yep, something for everybody. Yep. Hey, I had a question. When are tickets going to be cut off as far as being able to buy and register?
We'll close registration on the 21st.
21st. So what? Yes. Just a week before.
That's the Friday before, because that weekend then we're making up all the pilot packets, printing everything out, and doing our final counts on food and cabins and all that.
So I know I talked to Spectrum, and I talked to Spectrum again. I wonder if they can get on board as a sponsor. Is that someone you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we are
see what
equal opportunity.
Just want to make sure. I don't want people going out there and starting, having a pissing contest about shit and product and all that crap. So, even though we're going to talk about some other things later on in the show, kind of a taste of all that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
No,
Definitely.
but I think I'll make sure I get you the right person, and then you guys can figure that out and let you guys do whatever. But I'll make the bridge, as they say, and get you guys all love connected, if you will, and see what happens.
That would be great. It's nice to get some new blood, get some of those non-traditional sponsors. Another one actually that we haven't talked about yet that just we kind of added in is Drone Nerds.
Drone Nerds?
Drone Nerds, yeah. They're more of like the DJI distributor and kind of the back-end wholesaler, but they're going to provide us with a pretty sweet prize.
Let's see. Hey, as I got to pause you real quick, Zach, I got to pause you. Hey, Marty, are you reading any of these chats? Or are you falling asleep over there?
No, I got to get my glasses.
That's really doing me no help. But Brian, are you reading any of these? Are you talking to your microphone?
So
JK said mini class.
Mini class? Oh, John Kennedy said mini class. So there's mini class racing. It's enduro race. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be more like an open class. Let's call it that. It's going to include minis and some others.
Okay, mini and some others. All right.
Remember, we're going for inclusivity here.
Yeah, you're trying to get everybody involved, which I totally get it. What is the cost like if you want to rent a cabin and stay? So you have on-site accommodations. You don't have to bring an RV. You don't have to bring a tent, but you can, right? You can. But what's the price going right now for if, say, you just want to go drive a vehicle, whatever your sedan, your Jeep, or whatever your truck, and then I want to stay on site, but I don't want a tent. What's that cost?
So if you wanted the all-in package, which is the pilot ticket, the banquet Saturday night, the catered dinner, and your cabin, so basically
massage and happy endings.
What's that?
Massage and happy endings? No, those aren't included.
If you're there, yeah.
Sorry, wrong place, wrong camp. It's the wrong camp.
So,
I apologize. So how much again?
All in.
Yeah.
That package is $220 all in.
$220 all in. So $220 will get you, and that's all access, fly, everything, la-di-da-di-da, you're in, you're out. It's actually a good deal.
And 4 days, 3 nights of accommodation, 2 meals. It's a lot of built into it.
Broseph, what are you thinking about doing?
We're going to drive down Wednesday or Thursday night from Texas, and it's the game plan for us here.
Okay.
I think we got Rose Spear guys got a cabin, I think, and we're all crashing that cabin.
Yeah, we're all crashing in the cabin. You got that memo right there, Zach?
Yeah, my understanding is that you wanted the VIP cabin.
Yeah, it's the massages and the happy endings. It's what we wanted.
Look, what you guys do...
The disco balls.
What you do in the privacy of your own cabin is none of my concern.
I kid. Although that one year we stayed, Nick and I, that thing that one of the cabins backflowed. It was a freak thing. And you guys cleaned it out, and then Nick Lang and I decided we were just going to stay in it because everyone else cleared out, and they already cleaned it up, so we just stayed. And we said, "Screw it, we'll go here, and we'll go on everybody else's crap run shitter." It worked out fine.
There you go.
Anyways, they're good cabins. They're air conditioned, so it's nice. It's got plumbing. It's got good big showers, so it works.
Hot water,
does its job. Yep.
Air conditioning, heating. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like it. It's really cool. I had another question down here. You already got the events. You already asked him. I asked how much it was to rent a cabin. What is the cost per day? Like, you just want to come for the day. Can you come for the day and just fly? See if you live local or you're somewhere in the surrounding area.
Yeah, if somebody's local and they're really only going to be there for one day, we'll work out something special for them. We've done one-day passes before. We try not to plan to break that up because it's just, we still got to buy the insurance and everything else to go with that person. But if there's really somebody that can only do one day, we'll work with you. We don't want to turn anybody away.
Don't want to turn anybody away. I get it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rotor Ranch, do you have any other questions for him?
Nah, I can't wait. I'm excited. Another year at CFL. It's like the biggest rally of the year. It's awesome. Everybody gets together. I'm looking forward to it because I know a lot of new people that are coming this year. I know of a lot of new people, so it's going to be great to meet them all. You get that whole energy of everybody getting together is just fantastic. That's my favorite part.
No, I agree with you. It's not just the flying. It's just the hanging out. Yeah. It's just the hanging out, the camaraderie. It's a lot of fun. A lot of shit goes down. I'd have to say more stuff goes on and off the flight line than does on. You know what I mean? There's so much.
Oh yeah.
Just hanging out, bullshitting, all the partying and everything else. I mean, it's just a. You want to talk about playing this song? This song needs to be played for that event, especially when Doug decides to get primed and all ready, liquored up, ready to go. Watch out! Like, I'm not joking. I am not kidding. That guy is full tilt. A lot of fun. You're gonna have a lot of laughs. So, do yourself an effort. Make sure you try to come down and support what's the whole CFL FPV event, and don't miss out, because this thing is really a lot of fun. And Zach, I appreciate you taking the time to come on. Doug, somewhere out there in the world, screw you, man.
That's right.
Come on.
Screw him.
Yeah, I swear. I think he's just closet drone hanger. That's what it is. No, we love you, Doug. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting us get the word out, and definitely love to see everybody out there.
All right, and one more time, let everybody know exactly where they need to go on the social medias to look up all the information, whether it be interwebs, everything.
CFLFPV.org. That's a website. That's the easiest way. You can also find us on Facebook, but the website's really got all the information, and that's registration too.
All right, sounds like a good plan.
Go.
Cool. Well, hey, Zach, again, thanks, man, and thanks for putting on this great event. I'm gonna give you another applause on that one. We really do appreciate it, and we know you do a lot of effort, man. And so we look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you in just a couple of weeks. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna have a blast, and make new memories, man. Again, it's every
Absolutely.
time CFL is just where
it
is, and I'm gonna go ahead and say bye to Zach as soon as I get him all queued up here to kick him off the show. Bye, Zach. We love you, man. We'll see you in a little while.
Goodbye, all. Have fun.
That was cool, man. Yeah, there you go. There goes Zach, -1. Let's get down to the wire, boys. You know what time it is soon, right? It's coming close. I can feel it. I'm ready to pound some of that knowledge into your head. It's going to get real. This Civil War here at the Drone Hangar is going to get down here in a little while. But first, we're going to be talking to one of the members of the gang, newly initiated, Mrs. Bandito. And she's going to come on, and hopefully she's ready, because we have her on ready for Skype. We've been talking about it. And she's going to talk about her build, I guess a little slideshow to show, and then a little video of hers, because she's been working on this nice big build, and it's really cool. I really like it. And especially, I don't see a lot of females out there doing this, and it's a cool, a lot of fun. And we're going to talk to her a little bit. Of course, she's the gang, so we're going to be our first official, right, as a member of the gang, Skype call in here on the show, and that's going to be be a blast. Let's see what she brings to the table with decor. I wonder if we're going to get schooled. That could be the case, right? She'd be like, listen here, boys. There's a new bitch in town. I'm going to lay it down the law. And that's what's going to happen. But anyways. Then after that, we'll talk to Miss Bandito. We're going to talk to Mr. Real Deal George, and we're going to get a little info from him. And then we're going to dive right into the debate. Because I know at least these guys right here, they're all hungry. You guys are ready to, look. You guys ready? And then they fall asleep on me. Oh, my God. George, you fucking ready? I know, Broder, you're ready. You're ready. They were ready. Marty must have. Marty must have had some codeine. And no one's reading the Chatty Cathy's, which is why we have all these people here to help me read them, and I still having to do it all.
She won't shut up.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
When we all get naked.
Wait. I don't know. What are you talking about? Brian, go ahead.
Boosted 740.
That's cost money now. Wait a minute.
Boosted 740 said, I shaved for this.
I shaved for this. Nice. Oh.
When we all get naked.
Oh, you're way back in the back. He's back. Are you back at the beginning? Yeah, he's way back at the beginning. Yeah. Where are you at, Brian?
Blitzkrieg. FPV said, hello.
Sorry, guys. Hold on. I got to play this song. There's probably new people showing up. They're like, this show is fucking crazy. Kids, if you're new and you just jumped on this boat, we call the Ship of Fun, headed to destination information, we zig and zag. But we have a lot of fun. We get to destination information. We stop on a lot of ports along the way, but we're going to get there. Trust me. We just stopped over with Zach Pollock. We're getting ready to go to commercial. But right now what we're trying to do is read the damn text messages from Chatty Cathy. And it seems like that's an impossible mission. Let's get it done, sons. Read me some messages, please. Or I'm playing the Imperial March here in a minute.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm doing your job right here. You should be plugged in with all these buttons. Come on.
I'm plugged in, but we haven't tested it.
Oh, we haven't tested it. Go ahead. So read me something. Read me something.
So Blitzkrieg FPV said, "LOL, not after Horizon's YouTube post."
I know. We're going to talk about that one here in a little bit. That's
I thought we were going to talk about that. In a
I know.
little bit.
I know I had a button for it, and I think that's the one I actually. No, I have it right here. We're going to talk about the Oooops video by Steve Petrano. Well, we're going to talk about it because it's a big thing going on with that video that came out, and I watched it once, and we're going to get kind of feedback. Rotor, you saw it, obviously.
Yep.
And a lot of other people in Chat Academy read it. Marty didn't see it because Marty's not a hobbyist, if you will. He is a commercial side of drones, so he's not aware of it. I don't know if George might have. Did you see anything?
I didn't see it. No.
No, you didn't see it? All right, so because he flies LOS stuff. And I know Beehive, you did. What's that? Rotor? Rotor, what?
I said they don't even pay attention to our world. They don't even know.
No, they don't. So go ahead. What else did they say? Anything else? That was about it? Okay, well, we'll get that.
Tell us about the video or show it.
Oh, I know. I need to show it. Here's the thing. I don't know if I really should be showing that video.
Well, tell us about it.
I'm going to vote against that.
Yeah.
Give us the cliff notes on it.
So when we come back from commercial break, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk to Belinda. We are going to get on that subject. So Marty, just put that in your hat for a little bit later in the show, and we'll talk about that for sure. But coming up next, we're going to have Mrs. Bandito on. She's going to be talking about her big ZXL that she did, the build. We're going to just show a couple clips and a little video of her maiden, which is really cool. I like seeing all that kind of stuff. And after that, we'll start getting the meat of all this tonight, which is that debate and the whole Horizon hobby thing. All right, so go ahead and take a quick 5. I need a 5. It's time to take one of those bathroom breaks, and I need to get a refill. And we're not going to get Brian figured out. Jesus Christ. Anyways, we'll be back at 5, guys and gals. We love you. See you in a few.
So you think you could tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade? Yeah.
I walk the wall.
What up, everybody? I don't know why that's so quiet. Do another applause. That was super quiet,
I walk
man.
the wall.
There we go. That's a little better. Welcome back to the Drone Hangar. I'm your host, Shelby Bowling. Along with me is One Man Party Marty. We're your co-hosts of this event, and we call it the Crazy Drone Hangar.
All right.
We're moving right along. We're in the second hour of the show. Can't believe it. We're having a great time. We had Zach Pollock on from CFLFPV. We've been talking to everybody already, saying hi's and what's not. And next we're going to have Melinda, but you know what I failed to do? I failed to call her.
Get her on the phone.
I got to get her on the phone. So while you guys sit there and talk, what were you talking about? You give a little.
Hey, let's talk about anybody who's going to make it to CFL. Zach just informed us that SpaceX is going to be launching again. How freaking awesome is that?
Yeah, I think it really is.
That's like literally. Like that blew me away to actually be there and watch those rockets come back down to Earth, and it lit the whole horizon up. I was like, God damn! Can you imagine what a nuclear bomb must look like? Holy fuck! It was amazing.
That thing was crazy. It was crazy.
It was like 50 miles away.
The first time they did that, somebody recorded really great audio. The guy from Smarter Every Day. And I have my subwoofer turned up. I was trying to, even remotely experience what it's like to go there. So, yeah, I definitely want to be around for that.
Well, I'm sitting here.
Incredible.
Sit here as we're doing this, and we're waiting for trying to get Belinda on, which is the new member of the gang, and we're excited about that. Well, while we're doing that, continue talking, because I got a little slideshow I'm going to show since we're waiting for her, and we're going to show this. Actually, we're just going to move on. She'll call.
Yep.
She calls in.
Saying we got more fire with this shit.
All right, so here we are. Right now, what we're looking at right now is Belinda's build that she's been doing from Right Wing. It's a ZXL. It's a huge. I don't even know how big this is. Rotor, do you know how big this thing is?
The ZXL is 60 inches, isn't it?
No, it's bigger.
60-something inches.
No, it's bigger than that.
What I told her.
No, she's in the background. Are you back there in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't see you.
I don't know why.
You gotta click the video icon. Little video, right? Is that what pops up? Little video icon, Broseph? Looks like a little camera. You gotta hit the camera. You gotta hit the little camera button down at the bottom.
Camera.
Yeah,
can you see me?
Nope, can't see you. We can hear you.
91.
We can hear you.
Okay, hold
We're gonna give applause on that. We're gonna work around, but as we're doing this, we're looking at Belinda's slide. I made a little slideshow of her build on the ZXL. It's way bigger than 60. I think it's like 80 inches, isn't it?
91.
91. Oh, man, that's pretty damn big.
That's what I meant.
And then she, that's what she meant. And I saw the flight footage that she had. She was getting pretty aggressive with that thing, man. 81. It's 91. Oh, that's Belinda's writing that. So either way,
it's 81.
It's a big frame. There she is standing next to it. And this is your build process. And it's taller than you. It's taller than most everybody. And there you are painting it.
Now
Looks.
can you see me?
Let me see. Yeah, we can see it. There she is. She's in the background. There you go. Finally, she made it.
There she is.
We got everybody in the grab. Let me see. Let me go back over to this one right here and transition over.
So much
There's been a lot of these applauses going on tonight.
And look,
A lot of them.
She even has glasses.
She even has glasses. She's got a little disco ball. She's bringing it to. She's bringing the game. She got the memo.
Yep.
She's adding to it.
All right.
And she got. There you go. Beer Bros hat right there to go along with it. So Belinda is now one of the official part of the gang. So this is our first official Skype in with the old group and the gang, and we think that's awesome. And I'm getting a little applause happy with the button, but that's okay. Let's be the mood. We're looking at your. We're going to transition over to this right now. We're going to look at your build process, and we're looking at now. We're at the beginning. We see you laying in some spars on this big, huge 91, right? Do we finally official? 81. God,
81.
man. Jeez Louise, 81. Man. This is a dumbass show we run here. 81 inches. How long did it take you to build it?
I did it real slow, so it maybe a month.
We're going to give her this one took a little while to answer, folks. We're going to we'll let her go this time. How long? A month? Broseph, how long?
Because I did it slow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Remember, I worked till 8 o'clock every night, so.
Right.
That's insane. We're looking at you painting it right now. It looks like you grabbed a stick or something like that, or a pencil or whatever, and you're flicking it on there. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Splattering it.
Splatter paint.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to paint it?
Just that day.
Just that day. And then what you're doing, you were heating the laminate on. It's coming up here in a minute. Looks like you're heating the laminate and then applying the laminate.
Yes.
Doing it the right way.
I tried to decide to do with the heat gun instead of the iron. I don't know which way I like better, but
What, to apply it?
yeah, when I was laying the laminate down.
Should heat it up first with the heating gun and then lay it down with the iron. That's the way you should do it. Yeah, and then put it down with the iron. You got to do it that way. Otherwise, it won't stay. It'll end up just falling off. Correct, Broseph? Am I wrong or right?
That's the way we do it.
Yeah, that's the way we do it. Yep.
It kind of stayed so far.
So I actually had something else queued up I wanted to show, and that was actually your flight footage, and I want to make sure I find it before I go there. Hold on. Let's see. What else did I want to ask you? How much did you build, and then how much did your right-hand man end up
I did all the build except for the electronics.
You did all the build
except
except
learning that. But I put it all together.
That's the hard part, actually, I think. What do you think, Broseph?
I just hand it to him when he does the.
That's much harder than the plug and play end of it.
What is? Oh, as far as the electronics go, electronics are just kind of.
I think there's more. I think there's more in to me anyway. I don't use flight controllers or nothing, so to me, there's more technique and skill in the build than there is, just doing the plug and play on the, centering servos and getting your video right. That takes experience. That takes a little bit. You make sure you got good soldering connections or whatever. Yeah. But for the most part, a lot of it's plug and play. So the build is way more critical than the electronic times.
She was so big. It wasn't hard to keep her straight. I just wanted to make sure that she didn't taco or none of that kind of stuff.
All right, so I'm getting ready to pull up your video right here. I'm getting a little audio feedback on someone's mic, and it has to only be from Brian's. He's the only newest one, and I can hear it somewhere. All right, here, I'm queuing up your video, and we're just going to watch it from the beginning. And I don't know why we don't have any music, but I don't hear any music either. I knew there was something off. Oh, did we try this before and we couldn't do this before off of her? You don't have this on YouTube, do you? Or is it on one of... is it on...
It's on YouTube.
It is on your YouTube channel?
Uh-huh.
All right, hold on a second. Why is this not working real quick? Let me go over here to us. I'm going to switch over here and figure out what happened, because something's screwed up. All right, hold on, kids. I'm trying to... What's that?
I'm hearing you twice.
You're hearing me twice?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Hey, Broseph, how do I sound to you?
Sound good to me.
Sound good to me? Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulty.
It's okay, we'll have the conversation. I'm good.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to pull your video now, so I'm going to have to go over to YouTube, because I didn't have that part ready. I actually had you up. Bear with me. Broseph, did you have any questions for while I'm doing this?
Where your builds on? Build on the floor to keep it straight?
I have a long kitchen table, so I laid it on there in its bed, and it stayed pretty straight.
Yeah.
It hasn't tacoed at all.
That'd be the biggest thing, maybe a big wing like that, trying to not get it to twist.
Yep. And she looks good. I have her right there.
Look, awesome. I can't wait to see it fly.
I flew it today in less wind, but I can't wait to fly it in a little lesser wind.
Did you guys have clouds out there? We had some low clouds here in Houston.
We had some clouds. That cold front's moving in.
Yep. I actually flew a little higher than I typically fly. I was actually just dipped in the bottom of some clouds, in and out of some clouds today. It was kind of cool.
I can't wait to do that. But you didn't hear me say that.
So check it out. I got your video queued up now. Thank you for continuing on and having a nice conversation while I was getting that ready, because that was a good delay. I like that, but I like hearing all the information. So we're showing your video right now. All right, Belinda, so we're going to cue up the music, I think, and let everybody hear the music as well. I'm sure it's not copyrighted. It might be. Who knows?
I don't think I have any music on that one.
I don't know why it keeps killing that, but it does. All right, so we're watching you. Where is it you guys fly? You guys fly the same location every time?
No, we have an airfield that was kind of given to us to fly at. And then we kind of fly in a little park area that they don't mind.
Make sure I'm queuing everybody up. Hey, Marty, you watching?
Yeah.
So that's Mr. Bandito.
Yep.
That's the man who put in the easy electronics, and Mrs. Bandito did all the hard work.
Yep.
I did all the hard work.
It was beautiful sky that day.
Yeah, it looks nice. It sounds windy.
That was 15 miles up to 25 mile per hour gusts.
Yeah.
And I was very, very nervous.
Yeah, but that wing is nice and big, and it's going to handle that wind a lot better. And you guys reading anything over there in the Chatty Cathy land? Anybody?
I actually saw
Ryan?
this video earlier in the week.
Everybody's being quiet, right?
Well, thank you, Marty.
Yeah.
Michael Scott Root just popped in.
Hey, Rue, what's up, Rue? We see Rue in the background uploading a new video today.
It was better,
Pretty epic shots.
I haven't put the video up yet.
I just find it awesome that the two of you guys have the same passion.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, a real passion. Just
I love it.
not an agreement.
There's nothing better, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. That, not many couples, have a deep passion for the same thing.
He wants to fly it, but I got to figure out how I'm going to toss it.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I toss racks and all that over my head. I can't toss. There's no way I can toss her.
It's huge.
It's huge.
That's what she said.
Listen,
Hey.
you got to use the microphone. You got to have your speaker buttons. They were working earlier.
Why don't you just do
Or
the
your
trainer setup
buttons right here.
Let him launch it and then take over after.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
That thing is big, man.
That thing's huge. Look
It's hard to see even right now, but it's still. I mean, that's.
Alrighty, it's flying.
It looks like a dragon.
It looks a little unstable up there.
I flew it today and kind of did some lower passes, and the people out there was telling me that she made a nice presence in the air.
Yeah, it looks like a dragon wing.
She's a lot of fun. She was.
We are at 20 miles an hour.
I want to get into some flight footy.
She took right off, no problem.
We're still watching right here. We're watching Mrs. Bandito fly her
It's not the best video.
right wing ZXL, but it's a maiden. You don't get to really see these that much. I mean, these are kind of like a unicorn. They don't. There's not a lot of them running around, especially a twin. And you're running Tide Arby's Board of Garbage, which
Board of Garbage. Yeah.
really lends itself to this build. Is what it's designed for. This kind of build.
I won that thing on your show months and months and months ago.
Yeah, finally got it to use. And what do you think so far? It works great, I guess.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it
I
solves
love
the problem.
twin motors. It sounds so great.
It does have a
love
unique
it.
noise.
Oh, you should sit underneath it. It's awesome.
So what are you running like? How many milliamps are you running in that thing?
Milliamps.
How
Are
much?
you gonna ask me a question like that?
How big are the batteries?
I knew y'all were gonna throw me under the bus.
Well, that's the way we roll here. You're part of the gang now, so it's gloves off. It's gonna happen.
5,000 4S.
All right, go ahead.
Let me see if we get. There we go. I want to get some flight footage. So here's some actual footy, and I don't like listening to footy. I want to hear music. I have no music in the background. I don't know why I don't have any damn music. It's really ticking me off. I did something wrong. I don't know what it is.
It's because I wasn't here.
What's that? It's because you didn't
'Cause I
show up
wasn't
on
here.
time. Yeah, you didn't show up on time. That's what it
Brian?
is. Yeah, Brian didn't show up on time. He really threw the whole thing under the bus. You want to talk about throwing under the bus? All right, here we're gonna get some music in here. I gotta have something. It's gonna drive me crazy. What did you think about how it flew? I mean, what are
Awesome.
your opinions?
It's
I've
awesome.
really not met
she was
anybody that's
very
flown it.
smooth.
What's that?
She's very smooth to be that big. I mean, she's totally different. I can't fly her like you fly my
It looked-
Hardcore 44, the
Yeah,
Defiant.
it looked like at some points of this video, right when I watched your flight footage, that you were trying to fly it like a 44. I was like, you're really getting aggressive on it. You're really trying to poke that nose down.
Yep.
I think it's a cruiser. I mean, that's not going to be anything other than a cruising for rain. Like, you're going to go in long range and straight lines. And what would you do to Broseph?
I fought like a.
What did he say?
She's just a cruise.
It really wouldn't.
What'd you say,
I'd
brother?
be trees from the top of some trees, and I'd be like bellied up with geese.
I'm
I
going
think-
to. I flew her twice now, and she came home in one piece. And next time I fly her, I gotta let it go.
Yeah, it's a big frame.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever want to own one of these. It's just too big for me, man.
Oh, I love it.
I did one, 77 inches. I did all the long-range, high-altitude stuff that I was going to do, and that was years ago. And it was fun while it lasted. I just not into big, long-range flights anymore. I mean, some people are. I mean, there's people that still have a passion for doing that. And
I
that
just wanna fly anything. It
ZXL,
doesn't
it's
matter.
definitely going to give you some long range if you rig it out right. I think your man's on here, Mr. Bandito. I hate building wings. I came from quads, and you can
Hi, Mr.
you can
Bandito.
build a quad in a day. That's true. You can build a wing in a day too, just not one like these. Says Brian, nice. I like how you come back with that.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, it is actually true. I just finished building. Smooth Virus says I just finished building my 100. What did he say?
Yeah.
145-inch glider today. Jesus, man.
Ridiculous size. I got 100 inch.
And Mr. Bandito does say he knows you. I have to put the night camera on the Talon and flight up to watch the launch. Okay, Smooth Virus is talking about going and watching that launch at CFL. Are you going to CFL? No? Not going to make it? Man, that sucks. You guys, yeah.
No.
See,
want
where's
you
your
so
button
bad.
presses, man? That's a fail button. Why aren't you guys going? Work? Damn. Damn, it has to get in the way.
Yeah.
The
sucks.
RL,
That
the
damn
real
work.
life.
Yeah. Stupid ass work. It looks good. I love the paint job. I like how it looks. It's definitely got you written all over it. So what we were watching right there was Mrs. Bandito, Belinda, new member of the gang, and her builds. And it's getting ready to play another one. Let's not do that. Let's scoot up out of there and scoot up on out of this and go over here to our guests and go back over here. And thanks again for sharing that. Did a little slideshow, did all that good stuff. We got more stuff
Now
to
I
show.
get to start on my nano drag.
You got to start on your what?
Nano drag.
Ditto. I got to start on my nano track too. I told Chris that I was definitely gonna, give him my opinion, and we got to give our little bit of inputs on it. And why does your screen keep freezing? God damn it!
What's up with that?
It's just.
I
Tell you about it.
knocked the motor out of it today.
You locked the motor up on that today? You both are pointing at your.
Broke them out.
Are you?
This is a direct cause of how. This is what happens when I fly too low in the parking lot, and instead of the prop breaking, the whole mount ripped out.
See, I don't like the. I just don't dig the plastic mounts, man. I'm not a fan of those.
The metal one
man. I
back
just
on.
think those are
This
not
was
a
something
good
that
choice.
somebody printed that.
Break that. I like the metal because the metal ones, they work so much better. Now, and I agree, it's only going to dissipate so much heat after so much time. I think George, you brought that up. Like there's only so much.
Yeah.
It's only going to bring it. It's only going to.
It's not really a heat sink, but whatever.
I like George so nonchalant about shit. He's like that. It's so funny. But it's true. He's absolutely right. So, I like the metal part because it flexes and it bends, it gives. When you bang it around, you do have to bend it back and you change your thrust angle. Of course, you're going to have that variable. But that's not happening to me like what you just had today, bro. So, I bang it around and it breaks, then I'm screwed if I don't have another 3D printed motor mount.
I barely got to fly it. I was coming in on my first pass down the parking lot, and I was just a little bit too low. I hit the prop hit the ground, and it just hit the dirt. I was like, what the hell? I walk over there. The motor is 3 feet from the plane. I'm like, God.
Yeah. I'm not trying to put a dig on right wing, but I just don't like it. You know how it is here. We always say it's real.
That's not right. Whoa.
What is it?
That is the right wing mount. That is a 3D printed mount from a friend. That is
It's
not.
the
That is
same ones that are here, though.
It's a prototype mount, and it broke. It's not a right wing mount. So
No, it's not a right wing mount.
Good job, brother. Good job.
I still don't like the plastic
prototype.
mounts. I'm going to stand by my word. I still don't like the plastic mounts, man. I don't like them because you can't bend them. You just can't bend them. And I don't like them because of that. So, different mount, but same premise, and I just was figuring that was the same one. But maybe it holds up a little harder, but it's still. You got to put those in dead nut straight. You screw that up, there's no variable. Like when you put those plastic mounted one versions, you got to make sure that's in perfectly, otherwise thrust angle is completely off. And you're forever that way. So it's a one-shot deal. Where the metal ones will allow you to have that flub and that room for air. And you have those on yours, right, Belinda? Are those all all metal? Yeah, smart move. Yeah. I think I saw one of your pictures that were actually bent, or they just weren't in right on one of them.
Yeah, that's on the. I think that's on the Defiant.
You got a picture that you sent me. Looked like it was bent on the ZXL. But either way,
on the ZXL.
Yeah, but either way, it doesn't matter. The point is that you can adjust them, and there's room for air when you're doing your build process because it's really hard to put them in dead nut center.
Look, another one. Result of flying too low in the parking lot. I broke more props today than anybody I know. I think I break a half a dozen props every Sunday I go out.
Yeah, every time I go to the parking lot areas like that, I always am breaking props because I'm always
the metal
always.
The metal held up. See the metal stayed.
Yep, metal handles all the time. It's good stuff. So what were we talking about? Because we get ready to go to. No, we don't have to go to breaking yet. What were we going to talk? Oh, that's why I have everything written down. Make sure we're staying on some sort of schedule because there was so much we wanted to go over, and we're zigging and tagging. So we just finished the report of Mrs. Bandito talking about her ZXL from Right Wing, and we got to see a slideshow and do a little show and tell. We got to see the video, Mr. Bandito. It was good. I think it's a great build. You're getting really good at your builds, and we applaud you on that. Let's see what more she's going to bring to the table here at the Drone Hangar and the gang. We look forward to that. What's coming up, guys and gals, now that we have everybody? All sexes are included now on the show. Everybody's happy, correct? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Because there's only 2 damn genders. No, it is. I had to get that in. We did drones in the news. We talked to Zach and Doug. We spoke to Mrs. Bandito. I guess that means I'm prolonging the inevitable because I know what Marty and George are ready to do, which is chomp at the bit. Which is we're gonna be. It's about time for our usual, and I think I lost it, guys. No, it's smooth. It's time for our
Hallelujah.
Marty is ready. It's time for the ding, 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 ding. It's the Drone Hangar Civil War. It's getting ready to come up next after commercial. But before we go there, we want to talk to George. We had him on last year, and we're going to get a little Q&A on him real quick before we go to commercial, which was...
I hear everybody talking straight.
What's that?
Nothing.
What'd she say? Is she starting early? She's starting early. In fact, she's saying shit under her breath like, "Oh, motherfucker, I'm gonna kick your ass." I can see she's like doing that shit. Like she's standing in the corner like huffing like, "I'm gonna kick you and your mother." You know?
No.
She's ready. She's ready. So before we start fighting and we start going at it in the debate, which is coming up after commercial, I wanted to get a hold of George so everybody understands who George is and where George's background is in drones. And George was on here way back in the beginning last year. I think one of our first episodes, we were just figuring shit out. Yeah, in the beginning, there was George. George, give us a little brief synopsis of you and your background. Before you do so, remember here at the Drone Hangar, you do have a time limit, so you're gonna have to make this shit jamming till I.
No, don't worry, I won't drag it out. I'm not.
You're already wasting time.
No, play a different song.
No,
play America the Beautiful.
Oh God, I don't have that queued up. Jesus. You're going to go with this. I'm going to stop again and give you this amount of time till it loops 3 times over. Give us a bio on you. And
God bless
timers,
America.
Shut up. I can give him Indiana Jones, but that goes to him. I can give him this one. Go ahead. Give us your bio. Give us your bio.
Thanks.
Nothing like pressure and giving you a very cinematic.
No, I can't believe it. It's, about 14 years ago I started flying drones for the military, and I don't feel that old, but looking back right now, right, we didn't have any rules, this wasn't defined yet. I didn't even know what it was. I wanted to go jump out of planes and be an Army Ranger, and they were like, "No, you're retarded. Actually, you're really smart. You should go take this job that we're going to let you have and go fly drones."
It's funny that he says you're retarded.
Aviation's been something I've loved my whole life, and I was talking to Shelby about that before the show, but from a really young age, I've always been interested in aviation, and then, around 13 or 14, reality set in, and I was like, I wear glasses and have terrible vision, and I am never going to be an F-15 pilot. This is never going to happen. It's not it. But then, I turned 18, joined the Army, and they were like, you can be a drone pilot, and they were like, you could be a UAV operator. That's what they called it at first. And I was like, I have no idea what that is. And then they're like, you can fly planes as an enlisted guy. I was like, all right, let's try that.
Yeah,
so
that's a good thing.
Yep.
No, it's incredible experience. And
that opened a lot of doors for you.
I'm not young enough that I'm pretty jealous of all these kids right now, and anyone in the last 20 years who could buy RC aircraft, right? Because I couldn't as a kid. All I ever wanted, I was like eyeing a glider maybe, right? That was like the closest thing to my price range growing up. Was like
old Cox control line. I remember getting an old control line plane.
I was talking about that.
Hey, he was talking about that earlier.
I had a control line. I had like a Tyco from Toys R Us RC plane running a 9.6 volt NICAD that, you know, and a brushed motor, and this thing could barely. It had, like I said to Shelby, this thing didn't have, you know, it had landing gear, not takeoff gear. We tried to run it off the ground, and it was like not having it. You had to hand launch that thing. Yeah. And then the controller just had 2 buttons, right, left and right, just control the rudder. That's all you had, you know. And it's really funny because, you know, as soon as this thing finally got in the air after 2 or 3 throws, right, because it didn't work the first couple times, nobody aircraft, and it was totally underpowered. You know, you get it up there and you press the button to go right, and you're just amazed that it's flying. You're holding the controller, and you're like, "Oh shit, what's going on? It's going to the trees." And you're like, start mashing the button. You're like, you realize that you had, you know, holding the button, it only just moved the rudder just 1 time, and then went straight again. But yeah, you have to keep hitting the button, and then it crashes in the trees, and you're done. That's it. That's your whole $150 in the tree, gone. There's your RC attempt 25 years ago, you know.
Yeah, I remember my first one I ever got was 92. No, I was still in the Army, so it was like 91. 92. I got one, and I bought one. It was pre-built Bossel. It was a gasser. I bought all the equipment. I was like, I'll go out to the field they had. I got it up. Actually got it airborne. Took a left. Took another left. Tailspin. Down it went. In the tree. Crashed. And then spent 6 months trying to put it back together, not knowing what the hell I was doing. And I gave up. And I didn't pick it up again until 2010. that was it for me. I was
around 2009, 2010. I got the benefit of getting trained by some guys who you know flew professionally RC, who got pulled into the drone industry, right? So we were over there flying autonomously, right? And you know, we had to learn, you know, a lot of just background ground school, things like that, right? We had to learn about aerodynamics, and you know, we spent a year training, you know, a lot of the same things that you know, manned aircraft would do, right, to fulfill those requirements. And then as far as takeoff and landing, I worked on an aircraft where they manually would take off and land. That was one thing, right? They would literally go out there, line of sight on the side of the runway, and take off, and then hand off to us to go fly autonomously, right?
Okay.
So those guys, the EPs, the external pilots, they often came from, you know, like those guys you see, you know, flying professionally for the last 10, 15, 20 years, right, in the RC world. That's where they recruited these people from, you know, from hobby stores. You know, guys who run hobby stores who got pulled in. Some classic people, some folks might know, like Bill Hempel out in they got a very popular store out in Arizona. You know, you can go look up some videos of these guys flying, you know, quarter scale aircraft and flying with 1 wing, just the wing flew off. And kind of good video that's out there.
So George, how long were you actually in the military as a UAV pilot?
So I did 4 years in the military, got out and did another 3.5 years as a contractor. So I did 7.5 years as a drone pilot, and I also transitioned to a mechanic for a while.
And what years were these again?
So I finished my training in 06, and I was pretty much wrapped up with it by about 2013. Got in the Army in middle of 05. Did a tour in Iraq as a soldier, got out, and then did 2 tours as a contractor in Afghanistan.
So he's a real deal, man. That's why we call him the real deal George here on the hangar, man. We weren't kidding around. So when it comes to drone pilots, he's the real one, you know. Some of us, we think we are, we're not. We're just glorified freaking hobbyists at times. But George really actually did it, and did it for, you know, did it for our country. Absolutely. Badass.
But, you know, it's funny.
Look at that.
10 years ago, when we were doing this, you know, now we have recreational aircraft that are more advanced in some ways than military equipment from a decade ago.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible what we're looking at right now, right?
And I know the one thing, just before we go to break, you were talking about, it's crazy that you couldn't fly in national airspace.
So that's for the debate, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to tease it because we're getting ready to go. It's about ready to go down. It's about ready to happen here, folks. We're not kidding. The drama's going to get real here momentarily.
Even us, military drone pilots, right? Flying military UAS, they don't like us. The FAA didn't like us either. Okay, we could barely fly. We couldn't. That was one of the big arguments I remember going, being in the military was, how are we going to convince the FAA to let us fly in national airspace, right? We only had 2 places we were allowed to fly, and they were giving us a hard time flying in the middle of Alaska, all right? We were in the middle of nowhere, Fort Greely, right? 250 miles in the woods from nobody, and they didn't want us to fly. So
that's crazy that they're that stringent. But anyways, when we come back from commercial, we'll let you talk all about that with everybody else here in the gang as we get ready for the Drone Hangar Civil War that's going to be happening here momentarily, I promise you. Before we go to commercial, I do want to give you a reminder. We actually started selling some merch. Did we not, Rotor? Yeah, we started selling some merch.
I can't wait to get me my hoodie.
So I'm going to go ahead and transition this over here right here real quick. So this is some of the merch that we're talking about. We got some hoodies. We got some T-shirts. They're all different. They're very basic right now. We're trying to just see if there was some interest. So we're putting our feet in the water and see what happens before we go all in to start really selling. Here's a very first run, and there are backs to these. They all come in hoodies. So there's not just T-shirts. They come in pink. This one right here didn't really come in much other than, here's the back. We got a little hashtag air therapy and some GYSOT on the front. And then over here on this one is more of a quad related, and these things are going to change over time. This one right here is actually my personal favorite. And this black hoodie right here with the GYSOT on the back and some air therapy. These are all the slogans that we use here on the Drone Hangar by yours truly and Rotor Ranch, and more will get added as time goes along. And actually, this hoodie looks really killer blended in pink. And you see that little emblem up there. Yeah, I think that's going to be turned into a permanent thing for me and my branding, if you will, or whatnot.
That air therapy. That's fantastic.
And I love the back. This hoodie is really cool. I mean, this pink one's really badass. So, and if you follow the Drone Hangar, you know what it means. And I mean that logo right there is really cool, just because that's what I used to do. That's what I had GYSOT mic right here as it is. So, if you feel so inclined, yeah, prices are a little steep. We're not really making anything off this stuff. I think, what do we say, Marty? We're making just a couple bucks, literally. Yep. I think it's like $2 profit margin or some stupid.
They handle everything.
I think we're not very, we're figuring this shit out as we go, kids. We just know that some people will want some merch. We figure, well, this place is actually, Bonfire is willing to do it, or we don't have to deal with any of the shipping, nothing. You just plug it in right there, add the card, pay for it, and it gets drop shipped to your house, and I don't have to deal with nothing. Just take a couple. We get a couple bucks.
Marty, you gonna drop ship that to our house?
No, you just pay for it. They will do it. Bonfire does it, so Marty doesn't have to do anything, because Lord knows you're not going to ask him to do anything. It's not going to happen. He's sick right now, for one. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. It's the bottom of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we do our quick five. It's time to get a refill, and it's time to get ready, because it's about to go down right now. Is it not, kids? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. All right, quick five, guys. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain,
What's up, kids? We're back. I don't know why my audio sounds so shitty. There we go. Woo! Need a jolt. Welcome back. That was a quick 5. So before we left, we started getting ready. Hey, everybody, we're already live.
I see you.
We're already live. We're live. We're live.
Is it?
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, look at that.
That's her disco.
Look at that. Was that tape on there? I like that color.
Yeah.
It's that duct tape.
Oh, yeah, the colorful duct tape. Yeah.
Keep them hinges on.
Cool.
It's got to have pink.
I like it.
Gotta have pink.
Got to
have
on the
pink.
bottom. Yeah, it looks good.
Gotta have pink. Gotta have pink.
Makes me want to customize mine now.
All right, let's see what we got over here in Chatty Cathy Land. We got Blitz, James Omega.
Looks good.
Looks like Thomas Rodriguez, Smooth Virus, Mr. Bandito, and others. And we thank you for tuning in
Where's your spec?
to yet again another Drone Hangar.
There
They're
you
still
go.
talking. They're doing show and tell.
Look at the sticker.
Everyone's nice and lovely now before we start getting into this.
Stickers, I like stickers.
There you go.
Yes,
Get you
I
some. There you
do.
go. We like those. We like them stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers,
Like we said earlier.
I like stickers.
Like we
More
said earlier
than
before we
you.
went to break, that we actually do have merch up nowadays. And if you guys are interested, the sites are all linked down below. And if you are so inclined and feel like you want to, help out the cause here at the Drone Hangar, that would be cool. We really don't get much, but start spreading the word. Start spreading the love. I know some people have been wanting this. I know Mrs. Bandito's going to get that pink one. I'm getting the black one. Without a doubt, I'm go here and show this black one. See if I can get more of the black one. Black one looks great. I love the back. The back is just the awesome sauce. Yeah, we do. We're just testing the waters out. So, anyways, we're back over here. It's what everyone's doing. I think everyone's situated, and
Yeah, that was great.
now it's time to start dividing our lines. It's going to be me, and who else? Who's on my side? I take Rotor. Marty, who do you take? Marty, who do you take?
I'll take the real deal.
All right, Marty takes real deal. I'll take real.
I'll take
Mrs. Bandito.
I'll take real deal for 1,000.
And I will take Brian. So there we go. Oh, that's great. All right, so those are the divisions. I wish I could have put a line. I was actually going to make a nice little image and tear it. Looked like a boxer's card, but we didn't have time for that nonsense today. So, anyways, here we are. All right, I hate you and you hate me, but we're still one big family. Here we go. Last time we talked, we were talking about the whole NPRM and what the FAA is going to be talking about, what they're doing or what they're going to do, which I really think it's going to happen. And it's happening more, I think, more than we really want to. Maybe people are really paying attention to it, and that's why we're here. I really think because of some recent events that it's happening, it's really going to happen. Because, Horizon Hobby's release of that video, the Oooops video, as I call it now, with that whole thing that's caused a big wedge within our own FPV part of this whole scenario, which is a subset of the whole FAA stuff. That caused a big thing. That brought, when I saw the video, that brought attention to me that it's more serious than I guess than everyone's really paying attention to. Maybe they are, but I just kind of
get. It was really serious for a while.
Yeah, but I think it's really going to come down in a negative way. Like it's not going to end well. It's not going to. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't think it's.
Been there for 8 years.
I don't know. George, here we go. Starting the line already. Ding, ding. Yeah. He's in. George is in first. He says he's seen the writing on the wall for years now. We've talked about it, Marty. We've mentioned that. We mentioned it in our group here locally that years ago we kind of all had, I won't say premonitions, but we had theories and thoughts of what the future was going to hold for, FPV was what we were calling it, and then it turned into drones and all this hot horse shit that it is now. I didn't see it going to quite this extent, right? Yeah. Did you? I didn't see it going to this route.
I just remember at the park in the original days when people say, we need to get organized, man. We got to get regulated amongst ourselves and get associated with dues and fees and all that. And then not really. It's not your airspace.
Right. But now everything's changing.
It's not. It's not your airspace, man. It's just not your airspace.
So what do you mean? Right. Elaborate a little bit more.
I mean, everybody wanted to get organized and they wanted to create their own little rules amongst their own little group at the park and stuff, and then there was the guys that are like, you're gonna mess this up for everybody else because you're not in compliance. Well, compliance to what? There were no rules back then.
So the Wild West days is what you almost want to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. Right. You did what you wanted to do, and you were there because you wanted to do it yourself, but amongst other people, and then you started getting this divide between the line of sight guys and the FPV guys.
Yeah, this is back in the early days. Yeah,
the builders, the multi-rotor helicopter builders
back then,
right back then, and we segregated back then FPV versus line of sight guys.
Yeah, it really was. It was distinctly we in our area.
But we didn't have any rules back then.
We didn't have rules, but we did separate. They were all one side of the field, and we were at the other. We never really intermingled ever.
And everybody said, let's organize. Well, there's already an AMA.
Right.
They didn't want to be a part of that. That's why they were at the park, because you didn't have any rules.
Right, you didn't want to deal with it.
Even though people wanted to, certain people, individuals wanted to create rules so we wouldn't lose what we had. Well, we didn't lose what we had. It got regulated with the municipalities.
So before we get off topic, that's a little of the history. So now the current situation is FAA's really trying to crack down on everything, including everybody that flies remote control, pretty much everything. Yeah. I mean, pretty much at all. And the way I see it is they're really just trying to ground all of the guys and gals who run FPV. I think that's really what it is. I think it's trying to ground including everybody. I mean,
they're charged with regulating the national airspace.
And that's what we got in the debate before. They're
in charge of the NAS. They got the NAS, man.
And then, but that's what I'm saying is, so if in my house, and this is what we were talking about last time, where's my airspace? You own my airspace, then that means that you can fly in my house outside my front door?
You can't. You got the worst controlled airspace.
Don't you jump? Not me, man. Don't go technically on me. I don't need all that. We don't need all that. Meaning, I know what you're getting at. I'm just saying the common Joe. Go out the front door. Huh?
No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It depends on where your house is. Go look at a sectional and see what your airspace looks like.
No.
Right before you make that decision on, to throw an aircraft up at 1,000, 2,000.
No, I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what if I just want to go out my back door and just fly it right there in my yard, no higher than my treetops?
But think about it.
Do I need to have a tracking device?
As cool as it looks on video on a GoPro back in the earlier days, cloud surfing was cool as all get out. But think about it. But really think about it, right? Think about it. There's no metrics out there that these foam aircraft are going to damage cloud surfing, IMC conditioned manned aircraft guys. I mean,
but they're worried about it.
But they're worried about it because there's no metrics on it yet. So they're like, they got this fear mongering going on, and it's a fear mongering.
That's all I see. I see a bigger picture than I see.
There's
There's something more going on than just they're wanting to make the air safe.
You got people that are in charge that are saying, "Hey, look, now we got a flight controlled industry now that's making money, and it's a lot of big money out there that's getting held back by this governing body, the FAA." And so they're coming along and they're going to say, "Okay, look, we're going to consider." They're really only considering one thing. They're considering the airspace for commercial use.
Right, and that's what I see. That's what I see they're doing is they're trying to clear it all out so that they can have the airspace to do whatever they want commercially.
You gotta look back. So go ahead.
It's kind of like when the government comes in and says, "We're going to take your land because we're going to put this highway through it." We don't give a shit what you think, what you want, what you've done. You live here.
Eminent domain.
Fuck you. Eminent domain. Exactly. Eminent domain.
How about civil airspace?
That's kind of what I see they're doing. They're like, this is eminent domain.
I have a really good point to make when you get back around to me. Right?
We will. We'll get back around to you. We're going to put the Jeopardy theme song on this. We need to bring it on as a timer. See, this is where everything's going tonight. It's going. It's going that way pretty soon. That one for you, Brian, because you
weren't allowed to do anything, right? Because there were no rules. You couldn't have any commercial operations 10 years ago because there were no rules. So it was against the law. It went from there's no rules to immediately you can do 0 things. And now we're gaining ground again to have commercial operations, right? We couldn't even operate military aircraft in national airspace.
But we're looking at it on down here on the south here on these because it's literally divided. You guys are on the north and we're on the top. As far as this picture goes, so it just kind of worked out that way. And oh well, we're on the south down here. We're saying we kind of get what you're talking about. But we're talking about from a recreational hobbyist standpoint.
They already said that. They said you can fly from 0 to 400 feet. And they prefer if you fly in an AMA field where you're covered by AMA insurance. So you're an AMA member, and then you are at an AMA approved field, and then you have AMA insurance. If you're an AMA member and you're not flying in an AMA field, you are not covered by that insurance, right? So if something happens, you have no liability coverage, right? So who's going to pay for it when you do damage to things? That's part of the concern, right? And then if you're flying above 400 feet, you know, in an area where you could run into manned aircraft, right? That's a pretty big problem. People are going to lose their minds over it. If you understand who's making those rules at the FAA, it's a bunch of old guys who used to be pilots in the military. All right.
No, there's no doubt about it. So here, let me read some comments from the Chatty Cathy since no one else is doing it. I'll do the damn job. I swear to God, someone's going to pay just for me. Here we go. I really doubt they'll be. All right, this is from Smooth Virus. Smooth Virus writes, I really doubt they will be able to stop it. Law enforcement wants this to happen big time. Blitzkrieg then just regulate commercial, as what he's saying. They just regulate commercial. Smooth Virus then writes, I can tell you that DHS and Secret Service and U.S. Capitol Police are very worried that someone will launch an attack on D.C. with small autonomous planes.
Yep,
and they know we have one that will fly 40, 50, 60 miles and even farther. Okay, so they know we have one. Ones, plural. Which there are. I mean, yes, a lot of these wings that we fly can fly tremendous distances. Need the reports on that one, says Smooth Virus. So he's kind of saying needs more tangible things to say that it's 100% credible. Homeowners insurance covers you, says Blitz. So
does it? Yep.
So you do cause an accident, or you do. And here's my thing. I mean, I get the numbers go up, then the probability of things happening are going to go up. There's no doubt about it. I don't see this panning out well. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Just don't see this going well, and I just think it's where's the happy medium? It's just going to kill the hobby. It's, for a recreational standpoint, there's going to be no growth. The restrictions that they're putting on there, talking about having remote ID and then ability to
I don't think it's going to be a hobby anymore. I think everybody's going to end up being regulated, either Part 107 or something.
And no one's going to.
I don't think it's going to be a hobby anymore. I think what's going to happen is they're going to say, these are the rules. If you want to use the airspace, you got to comply with them. You can call them commercial.
I mean, that really sucks for like LOS guys.
I think it's all going to change. It's not going to be called recreational flying anymore. It's going to be called NAS flying.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit too. Anybody else agree with me? I think that's horseshit.
It's not fair.
Speaking of the microphone, Brian, that's why we got one. You got to speak louder though. Just can't hear you. Speak a little louder.
I'm in the mic.
Oh, I hear you.
There's nothing really wrong with it. Now, there was a comment that Blitz said about homeowners. You're an insurance guy. Does homeowners cover an accident like that?
It doesn't. I'd love to see one instance you could find of where a homeowner's policy paid for a drone accident, because I'm pretty sure they're not.
I don't think there's any metrics on it because it's
I don't think it's covered in the policy. I think you should go read it and make sure that that's true, because I've read a lot of HO1, 2, 3, 5, 6 policies, and I've never seen that the liability in any of those policies is going to cover any of your aviation activity.
And my commercial insurance...
You know why it's not going to cover you? Because they write a policy to cover that.
Right.
So therefore, there's got to be anytime there's already a policy to cover something that you can go buy, it's not covered anywhere else because you can't get double paid. That's kind of how insurance works, right? Right. You can't have, two different policies that cover the same thing. Double checks.
But like my commercial policy isn't underwritten, by a homeowner's policy. It's underwritten by Global Aerospace, which is an aerospace insurance underwriter for like 80 years. So they handle nothing but aviation insurance, and they have the accidents and the payouts and all that based on their industry.
So here, let me read more what Blitz is saying. Blitz is saying, again, homeowners covers you. Homeowners before AMA. It does And
I've
AMA,
never seen a claim filed.
Hold on. Blitz is saying it does, and AMA only covers it when homeowners won't. It happened at Flying Circus, Ask Sasquatch, which is another pilot. If he gets on here, we can ask him.
What kind of accident was it? Was it a foam plane against a foam plane?
I don't know.
Or was it...
Blitz will have to elaborate.
Or did a foam plane hit somebody's $300,000 RV and cause...
Probably hit their car or something.
I put a mini drac through the windshield of my Ford, and his homeowners covered it.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go.
All right. I guess. I mean, I don't know where we're going other than that, I guess. I don't know. We're kind of zigging and zagging again. There's still our debate. You think there's no fucking civil war going on here, but there is.
I had to pay $800 out of my pocket.
Let me get to the meat of the potatoes of this whole thing. Those guys up there kind of believe that this is a good thing. We down here think this is a horrible thing. And that's where we're at. That's the division. We think it's a detriment. And those guys up there think it's great because they're on the commercial side, and we're down here as a hobbyist recreational side. So there you are, back up to speed, back on track. Captain has righted the ship back on track. So why do you think it's a good thing, Marty, for this haul to go down? The way it's panning out.
I don't think it's going to be anything such thing as called recreational hobby anymore.
So it's not going to be a hobby anymore.
Yeah.
So literally that's what it is. It's going to kind of kill it.
It's going to be an airspace thing. It's going to be all about airspace and what your intended use of that airspace at that time.
But why is it going that way? Why does it need to go to that fucking extent? Like that in depth? Like if a dude wants to go and fly at a park or a football field that he's been doing for 20, 30, 40 years, why now does it have to be so damn restricted that just say that guy, not me and what I do. I'm saying the guy who just has LOS shit. Why does it have to be that way?
Why don't they classify it?
Why do they need to classify that
stuff?
stuff?
Some of these line of sight don't have GPS flight controllers in them.
And they haven't for like 60 years. Why is it now an issue?
Why don't they call that a whole different class?
Why does it need to be called anything other than what it's currently called?
Because FAA uses Part 135.
Who gives a shit what they use? Why I'm saying is why does it need to be
a balloon? Part 61 for many. There's all these different FARs for whatever type of air contrivance is being flown.
But listen to what you're talking about. Listen to how you're communicating. You're communicating in a way that is so up and beyond a guy who's just wanting to fly a little model airplane in a park. Why does it have to be so jargon with that?
That's my point. If it's not GPS, if it's
no, what I'm saying is why does it need to be?
Then it shouldn't be regulated.
Good. So now we have an agreement. It should not be regulated. It shouldn't be regulated. And I'm taking all what I do out of the equation. I'm taking those guys.
But they base it on weight, though.
Why? Why over all the years that we've been doing it does now they have to be an issue? They're still flying on the same fucking football field in circles. Why does that need to be having an acronym from the government and labeled as a controlled airspace, yet they kick soccer balls in the same airspace, and they kick footballs in the same airspace? Why does it now need to be? Why isn't that shit regulated? Because that's a object flying in the air, the same altitude. I don't get why it has to be that way. I mean, so what if it's 50 feet? What if it's 50 feet? No, but we'll be technical then. So then where's the airspace stop? Where does the airspace stop then? Where are you going to regulate? Where you understand what I'm saying? You can throw, every word I say I'm under a microscope, but you know what I'm saying is right. Why does the same airspace in which the guy's been flying for 40 years, a football field?
You're allowed to fly 0 to 400 feet, right?
But why does it have to have a transmitter? Why does it have to have a GPS?
You're not allowed to fly there anymore.
But why does it have to have a GPS? Why does it have to have all that when all he's been doing is flying the same pattern over and over for 40 years, hasn't done any harm? Why does now all of a sudden where he's been flying is considered, oh shit, airspace, and oh my god, we got to know where the fuck he's flying, and oh my god, because why?
Because all these companies have made it where
because it's about money.
Now, right?
No, it's about money. That's what it is. It's about fucking money.
You know what it's going to boil down to?
It's all about money. It's all about money.
There are millions of these aircraft. There's millions of these planes, all right? If you listen to the Horizon Hobby video, he told us key information. He said the words, subscription. For every old aircraft, you'll have to buy a subscription. He said registration. They're after more money. This is what it boils down to.
Or 5 things is what they're going to be after.
They're digging. They don't want to divide us and say, okay, this thing has GPS. It's an autonomous aircraft. Anybody can fly it 10 miles, 15 miles. It can be programmed. this is what we're after, but we're gonna encompass everybody. Because we can get all this extra money from these fucking people who've been enjoying their goddamn freedoms, and we're gonna take it away under the term national airspace, when it's fucking civil airspace. I got news for you. They are way overreaching their fucking federal fucking whatever.
21 and over.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
That's all right. 21 and over. 21 and over.
What about the kids? The parents and these little kids that are just getting into the hobby. Not every one of them is gonna go buy a subscription.
Who the fuck wants to pay for that? I mean, that's what I say. It's gonna kill the hobby. It's gonna kill the recreation. It's gonna kill, and not just. I'm not talking FPV. I'm talking LOS. If people are gonna have to pay for 5 different things just to get airborne, they're gonna be like, you're retarded, man. That's so stupid. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I just don't see it ever going. What do you say? What says you, B, Brian?
I think it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Speaking of the microphone, son, we got to hear you.
It's all a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, what do you? I mean, I don't see. There's got to be some sort of middle ground here. It can't. And other than that, because I don't think they're going to listen to us. At the end of the day, I don't think they're going to listen to us.
Already for commercial operations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I thought they already defined the ones for recreational, and they were pretty simple.
Yeah.
Stay below 400 feet, right? And don't fly over populated areas. And if you're at a park, right? It's really depends on the park. Is it a private park? Is it a city park? What are their rules, right?
But they're changing.
And then it's not an issue, right? But we had no laws for commercial, so they were basically not letting us do any of it for the last, for a long time, right? This was like a big debate at work a decade ago, which seems weird for me to say, but like we couldn't do anything because there was no rules, and then immediately the only rule was no, you can't. If it's commercial, you can't do it, right? In national airspace.
And
so we're finally getting some ground, a little bit of ground, to allow all these cool things that we want from the commercial side, right? From individual people who are going out and taking this technology for commercial purposes, but they need to leave the rest of us in the recreational side alone and just write these rules correctly where it doesn't screw us all just because we have this advanced technology now that anybody could buy for less than $1,000.
And where did it come from, mind you? This is what I want to gently remind everybody up at the fucking Hill and that's making the rules for the rest of the country. Where all that shit came from, a lot of the ingenuity and a lot of the tech, a lot of it. I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of it did come from the hobby side of things, and that's where it derived from. They've literally just taken it, re-yanked it out because nothing was really patented, and therefore now it's open source. You can get it. There you go. And now they're running with it, and now they're pushing they're pushing legislation. And making sure, and now you see, because this is what I see. I follow politics all the time. I grew up in a family with politics, so I mean, I knew all about this kind of subtle crap and way to see the news. And when people are on the, I can see their cards. And I hate to say it, Horizon Hobby was an interesting video that went out and they got yanked back down. It made me see the bigger picture of what's going on up at the Hill and the White House and all this that's going on with the FAA and where they actually truly stand. So the way I got that video was hedging bets. Like, hey, this is where we stand as a company, here's how we are as being one of the juggernauts in the RC community, and that's going to be greatly affected by whatever you come down with, and this is where we stand. And where we stand are on the side of we want to be a part of the solution, not the problem, and here is our definitive statement of where where we're at. Now, the way it came across from the individual that stated it all, and when I saw it, I'll be honest, I didn't see a whole bunch of what the backlash was within the FPV community. But what I'm getting at, we'll talk about in a minute. But what I saw from what I saw from it was, wow, this is a bigger deal. This is really going down. Like, shit's happening faster, and it's really going to crack down. And you got these kind of PR things going on. And that I don't think that video was meant for anybody else, but for them, meaning the people that are making the calls and calling the shots at the Capitol. That's what I think that video, because if you look at it, that's just the way it seemed. It really did seem that way. I know that individual. I know how they are. We all, probably a lot of us do. But I know I've met him number of times, and
he's an avid FPV flyer. This
yeah,
guy,
he's
Steve,
avid.
FPV.
He is, and he's been at the top of the game. When I came in the scene, he was at the top of the game, and then he faded out, and we kind of switched spots, and he is part of the FPV community. It's just. I mean, we're now talking about the video, but what I'm getting at is what George is. I see them hedging bets, like they're trying to make sure they're at the forefront of the solution.
They already sell geofenced aircraft, right? So why would they not want to? Yeah. So I mean, it falls right into their product stack. I mean, they saw this coming, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Why do you want runaway aircraft, right? Why do you want new flyers having aircraft that just they'll just get locked out or just fly it off until who knows what it hits, right? And then makes more problems for the rest of us,
What says you, Belinda?
No.
She's just shaking her head a lot. She's not happy. She wants to kick your face in.
No, it's just not. I don't think so. You got a lot of kids, and they're not going to pay $5. And every parent or grandparent that takes their kid out to fly, to teach them how to fly. We watched a whole bunch today. And
yeah, all that's going to go away because you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Instead of kids in a hobby flying around in their little backyard or the backfield, you're going to have them doing something else.
You're going to have them go through all these hoops.
You already couldn't do that 10 years ago in New York, right? Because there's nowhere you're allowed to fly. The only thing you're technically, if you don't just go fly and because no one enforces it and you don't have a lot of other people into the hobby in the area I came from, right? What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to one of the approved fields. And the only way to go to an approved field is to join one of the clubs, pay their membership fees, and be friends with whoever the fuck owns the, is in charge of their BS and deal with all their stupid old man politics and all the other crap that goes along with an AMA club.
We've already been through a whole lot of the old man politics.
Right.
And that's no one's going to want it. If you haven't done that, then you're saving yourself.
No, they don't like any of that crap.
They hate FPV. So
we've kind of smoothed that over, and we've been flying, and they gave us that field to fly at. But now you're going to take it all away.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, what says you?
I wish they'd just gone by with the study they did. That told them that there was no reason for new regulation.
No reason for new regulation, he says. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Can you guys hear him?
Right.
Yeah,
you can? Okay. All right, just want to make sure you can. Maybe it's just my mic.
But of course, that's on the recreational side.
Recreational, I was going to say, commercial needs more regulation so that they can operate.
Yes,
deal with that, but leave us alone.
Right,
and that's what I'm saying, and I think that's what Blitz said, too.
They could just keep us out of it by defining commercial more.
Yes.
We'll end up somewhere we want to be, but if we're not part of the conversation, we'll end up somewhere terrible, too, right?
Yeah. 4.5 million model aircraft at $5 a piece. They ain't gonna let us go. They ain't gonna let us go. Fucking fourth quarter, baby. Woo! Yeah, some delivery money. They want that delivery money.
That's true.
I don't know where it stands.
I
I just don't think
it's with that at all. That's just a fact.
All it is.
The old bastards are gonna lie in their fucking pockets.
Absolutely.
Not this motherfucker. You can catch me in the field, brother. Catch me in the field.
Me either. I will be in the field.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Yes, you do.
It's spoken like a. Hey, I did catch it. Y'all just have a zinger on me, and I didn't even catch that shit, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, I definitely believe you.
So let's. So as we continue on the discussion, so let's go a little elaborate on the Horizon Hobby thing that Steve posted. And you sent me a message, Rotor, saying, "Hey, did you see it?" And I was working, and I didn't see it, and I didn't catch it till like the next day, I think it was, right, if I recall. And then I was like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, the only reason why I really, because I watched the video and I already gave you my gist. Like, okay, the video that got yanked down. Basically, Steve was saying, he was calling out FPV, the community FPV, the RC community, calling out first-person viewing, basically camera drones, specifically us. Kind of basically being the catalyst to what's going on. That this is why it is, because of the risky flying and the whatever, fill in the blanks. And to me, when I heard it and I saw it, I wasn't like, holy shit, what a motherfucker, and I'm going to swear to God, we're going to have it and blah, blah, blah. Wasn't that at all. I honestly didn't think that.
I can give us some perspective, not to cut you off, right? So trying to fly a military aircraft in national airspace, they expected us to put a manned chase plane up to follow our drone around. Just get your head around that. In a RAS, okay? In a restricted, we already had a COA flying in a RAS in the middle of the fucking desert. And we have to put a manned aircraft up to keep an eye on our fucking multi-million-dollar freaking aircraft. All right, to make sure so that someone could do, this is what I'm going to say, see and avoid, right? If you know anything about manned aviation, what they care about is you can look left, right, and straight and scan for other aircraft, right? All the time, right? So, you know, the fact that we could go on the recreational side and fly in a fucking cloud, like not even flying VFR rules, like just you don't even have like IMC, you know, you're not rated to fly instrument and you're flying in a cloud. Yes, I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. But I know where they're coming from and all the fighting we've done just to be allowed to fly in national airspace. And then anyone from the FAA seeing videos of people cloud surfing loses their fucking mind every time they see that shit. Because they're literally were just regulating us a decade ago where we had to have a manned aircraft, or we would have to fly in a corridor where we put 3 people up on a hill so that they could keep line of sight while we flew the corridor to go to our RAS to go do training, okay? And this is like the most regulated activity ever. So when they look at recreational, they're like, who are these maniacs, right? These are all people who have been in aviation for 40 to 60 years, and they think we're all insane on the recreational side, and that we're, you know, just a hazard to life, right? And it is blown out of proportion in their head. So that's
what I'm saying. It's so off the charts, and that's a good perspective because they really is over magnetized. I mean.
Yeah. It's politics of the day, right? I mean, it's politics of the day. You use the 1% to justify what you do to the 99%. Right. It's politics of the day.
Yep. It is. It's micro. It's totally flipped. It's no longer the majority. It's all the minority. It's just crazy how it is. It's just utter nonsense.
DMV will be next. Pretty
well,
soon
I agree with Marty. I see Marty's. But let me get back onto the horizon now, because there was some people who are on here that actually wanted to hear about what we had to say about it. And what I got from the video, what he was talking about, was I literally saw more like a political video or a politician kind of, or someone presenting to that kind of environment. That's the first thing. The first thing I noted was that. That was the first thing I was like, oh wow, this is not really geared for me. It's really geared for someone way up, and it's just the way it is. It's the way it's pre-written. You can tell it was a speech.
Yep.
And
I wish you would have started with, to be honest with you, and left the middle out, because I think the vagueness, there was a little bit of vague gray area there, and I think that's what a lot of people bid onto, and really got the video.
But in a nutshell, he's calling out what really it is. I mean, if you get down to it, a lot of attention FAA's gotten is from the risky videos that have been made. Not all. I don't blame all of it on that. And that's not what I'm going to go down with. No way. But some attention has been brought to them, you know, that has caught their eye because of the videos that some of us have made over the years. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's some of the, you know, pushing the envelope of flying, and not to push their fucking envelope. Screw them. That's not what we're talking about. We're pushing, like, how we can fly and what we can do and this kind of shit. Like, that's what we're doing. We're not trying to risk anybody's life. We're not trying to do anything to cause anybody fucking harm. We're just trying to make very exciting. I know they take it with their, you know, rusty old asses and whatever they're thinking is, which is what I've encountered every time in the old days, even with, you know, old pilots that get so fucking nervous and freak the fuck out about this stuff that drives me crazy. I'm like, man, just chill out, calm down. But anyways, can't fix that. That what I see is older people and money is controlling this operation right now, and that. I know a lot of people want to go to the protests, and I commend everything. I said this last time. I don't really think it's going to do much, because I think the ball's already in motion, and there's no stopping it, no matter. And everyone's going to be angry and up in arms. It's coming,
right? I mean, if you know anything about aviation, safety is one of the most important things in the aviation community, right? And being safe and you know, learning from your mistakes, because a lot of things are written in blood. Okay, and a lot of checklists. You know, we would have our, you know, notes in black, and then we'd have our cautions in yellow, and our warnings are written in blood. Okay, you know, life or limb in a lot of cases, and that's the environment these folks are coming from.
And
right?
that's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys that are flying and gals that are flying recreationally are nowhere near anybody. They're out in fields that are like completely vacant. They're on farms.
Can be, but now that this is so accessible, and it just wasn't a long time ago, right? Not that long ago.
So what I think is it should be separated. I think there should be it should be separated. I don't think I mean, and I'm taking falling on the sword here, I guess, or whatever, killing myself with, I'm not referring to the FPV side of it, meaning what I determine FPV is, with cameras on wings or quads and mini quads and that kind of shit. Not like the DJI stuff. I'm talking about that stuff. Yeah, I'm taking that out of the equation. Let's just talk LOS. I don't really think those guys and gals should be really getting screwed the pooch, or the kids, or all people want to fly around in their backyard needs to worry about a Koa or a fucking Raz or any other bullshit thing.
A torrent, right?
Right. Who wants to pay $5 a month in a subscription fee for a 95mm quad?
All that property.
See, that's the difference, right? And I was going to mention that. So you're somewhere where you have a lot of space and it makes sense, right? And you have a lot of uncontrolled airspace. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But a lot of this country lives in controlled airspace and doesn't know any better, and takes these aircraft that can get into a dangerous situation into them very quickly in their own backyard. Right.
So then that's going to hurt all of us because
that's not a lot of people doing that. I don't think that's a lot of people doing that.
Federal Aviation Administration, not the Texas.
Well,
that
brings up that brings up a
When I was in Jacksonville, Florida,
hold your thought, Marty.
That was
We're
in
gonna get right
some
to
of the
you.
tightest airspace you could possibly think of flying in. We had Mayport Naval Station, Naval Jackson Air Station. We had you would be flying and you hear them coming. I mean, you got down. You know what I mean? Because they own the air. I mean, it's just you see these things coming, get out of that goddamn way.
And we haven't even brought this point up yet.
Go ahead, Marty.
That they still are working on a knowledge test for recreational flying.
And see, that's gonna
that's gonna be too. Honestly,
what's that?
Most clubs have a knowledge test just to so you can operate around other people.
You do.
It's so
That's
crazy.
an AMA thing. That's an AMA thing.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's crazy.
But the FAA is going to have a knowledge test that you're going to pay a fee.
AMA.
That you're going to.
The AMA also rebranded themselves, right? They're the coalition now. We have
Sorry, they were complaining they didn't have enough money to write the rules for military aircraft in national airspace, and now they have to figure out how to deal with the whole country, of people who can, buy aircraft, at their local stores, and off of Amazon. So they were already complaining, for the 1,000 of us. Literally, there was like 1,000 of us in the industry at the time, that they didn't have the manpower to deal with our aircraft and to write the rules. So I'm not surprised. I do think it's a cash grab, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that they're complaining about not having the resources to
all right, so
deal with it.
Hold your thought. We're going to go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break. It's that time to go ahead and get a refill, and we're going to come back to our last segment of the show. We're going to continue this debate for a little bit further, and we'll see you in 5. All right, kids.
Woohoo!
think you could tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a dream feel on a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for gold? Hot ashes, trees, hot air from a cool breeze, cold comfort to change. Did you exchange walk on part in the wall for a lead role in a cage?
Defined already, and then them leave it the hell alone.
What's up, kids? We're back. As you can tell, hey, we need a better applause. We're back.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Welcome back to Drone Hangar. I'm your host, Shelby Bowen. Of course, as usual, over there is One Man Party Marty. He's over in the corner, and he's frozen because I hit the Skype thing again. My bad. And we got Mrs. Bandito, we got Roto Ranch, and Real Deal George, and Beehive Brian right behind me.
We got a full screen.
We got full screen, and they're still debating. We're still off air 5 minutes. I feel like we haven't even left again. God damn it. I swear to God. We're supposed to take a break. That's allowed us to give a break. I walked away. I just let you guys go. Me and Brian were back in the back talking about it. You guys are still going. Like, we had a video where we're going to have to wait till next week to show. Brian had a meme video going on. We're gonna showcase that next weekend for sure. And we appreciate it. As usual, a member of the gang contributing to the cause, which is here at Drone Hangar. Don't forget, we do have merch. We're going to show that real quick as we continue our debate. And you guys can keep talking while I'm doing this. So you guys were talking over there a minute ago. What was that? Yeah, you were saying, Marty? You were saying your customers have to see that you are. This is our merch, by the way. We're just going to kind of cruise this while we're doing it. And
well, we were talking about trades too.
Long Island
we were talking about. We were talking about. We were talking about trades.
There's a bunch of spots. I know some guys.
Links are down below, by the way. If you want to hit that, that'd be pretty awesome.
Line over people. Stop diving buildings. Stop doing all that. You don't have to stop doing it. Just stop posting it.
Stop what? Stop what now?
Posting it. I mean, they, you know, put
People
it
are
in,
freaking
you know,
out
just
about
our
that.
group. You don't have to blast it everywhere.
So Mrs. Bandy was saying you make a killer video for yourself. I guess is what you're saying.
But you can show it here. You don't have to
Show it locally. Don't show it to your
blast
friend. Don't show it
everywhere.
online.
Yeah, but those guys that are doing those recreational building divings, they're 107, and they're using that to get the Red Bull gigs and stuff like that. That's how they get noticed.
Who's got this thing started.
That's how they get those good paying jobs.
Commercial. So right there, and they're doing it regulated.
Right. So where's the line then? Right. So when you take recreational flying, like, you know, flying for fun, and then all of a sudden you're in competitions where you're getting sponsorships and getting paid. Where's the line then?
When you get that sponsorship.
Is it commercial then? Do you have to follow the same rules, even though you're doing the same kind of flying you were doing recreationally?
Yeah, because
technically,
are you doing it to get paid?
Yeah, that's good point. That is a very good point. Look at IDRLC where they're handing out money. Every pilot racing should have 107.
That should have you. Technically, you should have a 107 if you're collecting money for any drone event.
They did do that at that MultiGP race where they had they had a 107 guy standing behind each pilot when the 107 first came out, and
that's might how they might have gotten through all that Atlantic City with that loophole.
Right.
They might have done that. What else you were saying? Because I'm literally doing technical stuff, kind of ignoring the conversation. I'm relying on my other fellow
we were talking about
people, Brian, Roeder, and Belinda, to help me out as I sit here and do technical stuff.
The level of bureaucratic extortion the FAA is trying to impose on a hobby.
I'm giving you your music, son. I'm giving you your music. Here it comes.
Everybody else should pay for it too.
You were playing your music in the background. Fire it up.
They're forcing you to trim back your fleet, so you don't have 40 at $5.
Well, so instead of paying them, how do we put our own organizations together so that we can lobby for our own interests instead, right?
We can't. We don't have the money.
We don't have any money, right? Well,
No.
we have all this money for registering aircraft, right?
The AMA, and here comes the AMA with coalition, like they're gonna lobby for us.
Right.
They want another. Here's another $5 because we're gonna protect you. Politics of the day.
So here we go.
Politics of the day.
Here we go. I'm gonna ring this bell. I'm gonna ring this bell. Ring to your corners. To your goddamn corners. Timeouts. Timeout. All right. So I got to read some here from the Chatty Cathy so we can get them in the mix. Because without them we wouldn't be here. So let me read some that's going on here. I saw Brian was exchanging as well. Exactly. Shelby, I was out flying over cow pastures today, and I agree that LOS guys should be left alone. Yep. That was Smooth Virus. Blitzkrieg says, I think AMA is for some of these. What? Oh, okay. I think AMA is for some of these rules. They are benefiting, says Blitzkrieg. And Brian chimed in. Of course, AMA is trying to get a hold of the flying fields. Therefore, you have to pay them to fly, which is absolutely correct. I agree with Brian on that one. That's a very good beehive, Brian. Very astute. Blitzkrieg then writes, non-107 is when the initial intent of the video was not for commercial, but then the pilot is paid for commercial uses.
So it was a 107 operation.
Non-107 is when the initial intent of the video was not for commercial. That's what he's saying. So non-107 is when the initial intent. So you got to define what initial intent means. See, this is where all this nonsense comes into effect.
Like you went out to a site to go film something for someone.
God forbid you go fly and want to film a tree in your backyard and post it for some money.
But these guys are social media influencers, so they are technically getting paid indirectly, even though they're putting up, a free fly video. They're going to eventually get paid because of it.
They'll all say that's my job. My job is.
And they're part 107. But they're part 107.
So that
puts them outside of a different realm.
Somebody getting paid. He might not.
It puts them on their side. Puts them on the north, Team North up there with them. Once you're part 107, you're on that side of the fence. No longer are you really down here. I mean,
you're 107.
Yeah, I am 107. I've never used my 107. I had to get my 107 because one of my contracts, because I was taking money, I had to. That was the rule. In order to get it, my contract with them was stipulated we had to have a 107, so I had to go and get it. Now, since then, I never really. Yeah, because there was paid contracts. That was part of one of my sponsorships. I was collecting money. In order to do that, to be compliant, we had to be Part 107. Otherwise, we couldn't accept money. Whether we released videos or not, we were drone pilots going around doing this for commercial use. That is commercial.
For commercial use. That's
yeah,
right.
and that's
I
really.
had to learn how to use an E6B flight computer to fly, an aircraft that's controlled completely by like a real computer.
What I see is that it's like mixing oil and water here. I don't see it ever meshing together.
Totally
it's never gonna. It's right.
It's totally different.
Everybody else, like, I don't have all that anymore. I fly for me. Yeah, I have some contracts, but my Part 107 is really not in play at the moment for all that. So it's a non-issue for me. I'm more now back into this category where I see it just falling down on a hammer on everybody else that is not 107. It doesn't.
So what's wrong with education exactly, right? So like
why now? My question is, why now is it the time? Why is now the time and not 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago? Taking drones outside of the equation. Let's get rid of the stupid term drone, get rid of the cameras. Why is now the guys and gals flying LOS? Why is it such a fucking issue now? Why wasn't it then? We weren't stupid 20 years ago. Why now are we some sort of fucking geniuses, and now we realize, oh shit, the LOS guys need to be regulated just as hard?
It's just to add.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Come on. It was a progression of.
Progression of what? I hear utter nonsense. Don't finish that statement. I don't want to hear that bullshit garbage. You sound like a politician. That's nonsense. You think I'm stupid? No.
It was 1%.
It was the
1% justifying.
Yeah, it's just the one people that have a fucking tampon knotted up in their assholes and can't get it out, and are old and crusty and don't want to fucking move with the times. They want to dictate to everybody else that, all of a sudden, shit, $1 billion industry selling tons of RC aircraft. Now we need to regulate them? Now we do? Oh, now we do because
there was money.
Oh no, they've always realized there's money. What's now is there's more money involved. There's more money at play.
More people are allowed to fly now because of GPS. And
I don't give a shit, Smooth Virus, whether 107 is hard or not. The fact is, you shouldn't have to go and fucking get a 107.
People are not able to fly now.
You don't need to go and get it just to fly a recreational aircraft. That's called recreational. Sorry, have my moment. Got my ding ding in. Elevate my blood pressure.
It's not going to be a 107 operation. It's going to be a 400-foot operation or recreational flight.
It's just
stupid.
It's
really against the basic test where people are smart enough to not fly over the prison or go fly straight into the airport.
I know, Smooth.
Right? Having like a little bit of situational awareness, right? Just a little bit. You could like maybe go look at a map. Maybe you even have an app that does that.
They already had one.
I mean, people can have the apps on my phone. I always look to make sure I'm not in where I am.
Aaron Cornyn, here's a platform to educate hobby flyers how not to be an idiot.
Right. That's what this is about, I think. I think that's part of it. Right? I agree there's a cash grab, right? And that there's a lot more money available.
I think
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I think they're trying to further the UTM and the BVLOS and
Can you stop using acronyms and just talk to normal people? Come on, man.
I mean,
somebody's got to pay to write all that stuff.
That's true.
Look, you talking about the money grab? It ain't the $5 money grab. It's the big multi-million-dollar money grab of big UAVs. Commercial industry.
Right.
Beyond visual line of sight. Flying over people. Right. Flying beyond visual line of sight. This is what it's all about. A uniform traffic management system that they're trying to implement. We ain't even gone down the road of people buying airspace. Companies, buying up the airspace and controlling the airspace, as a service provider. That's crazy.
That's scary. As citizens of the United States, we should be fucking that shit right there. Yeah. Companies buying airspace, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, that's one.
Things were missed here. I got everything under control. Thank you. Thank you very much, Captain.
I mean, there are entities out there that are trying to buy the airspace.
We're sitting here having a debate right now about the FAA rules and everything else.
Right, and buying.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everybody. Go ahead.
200 to 400 feet. of airspace. They're trying to buy that airspace.
Yeah, because they want to use that space.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. That's all it is. That's what it.
Buying RF space, honestly.
That's what they're doing. That's all I keep seeing is there's bigger money in the background getting pushed around to control the airspace because they have plans for the airspace and they don't give a shit about the RC community and the hobbyists. They don't fucking care. That's why I say this, the event coming on the 29th down at FAA headquarters, which is on a Sunday, which why have it on a Sunday? You should have it on a Monday.
That's right, they're not
They're not even going to be there. No one's going to be there. It's not. I mean, other than showing a presence, when really no one's going to be there. I'm not trying to put it down. I think the cause is great, and I think the idea of people wanting to go is fantastic. That's your right as an American. That's what makes this country so great. Is you're allowed to do shit like that. My thing is, something's better than nothing. I agree, but this is kind of on the stage of really nothing's to nothing. This is really it should be on a day that they're there, that they're actually going to make their presence known and their voices heard. Is then whether you have to leave work to go and do it. If you really care, then go and fucking do it on a day that's really going to matter. On a Sunday, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm missing a piece of the pie, but I really don't think I'm missing a piece of the pie right here. I just don't get why it's on a Sunday. I mean, really, no one's going to fucking be there. There's all that effort could have been done on a better day, or it's whatever. So, all that being aside, hold on.
That's why they're enabled. That's why they're going after the hobbyists, because they know there's nobody there that's going to protect us. They're going to say,
and the AMA doesn't give a shit.
So
AMA may give a shit. Hold on. AMA may give a shit, but the AMA, the bottom line is either hand in hand working together to make sure they're the approved airspace, which they're going to be. So they're definitely hedging their bets. You know what I mean? To stay functional. They've been doing that and setting the groundwork in that, so they're set. I'm talking about the rest of. They don't care about the rest of us. They don't give a shit, and they're just going to get us out of the way by they're going to by all these regulations. It's going to make us so choking that you're not going to want to do it. Yeah. It is a deterrent. Not there is no means in any of that horse shit bag you're trying to sell me that makes me want to come. If I'm as a newbie to come into the hobby, there's no fucking way I would want to go and pay for all these subscriptions. I mean, Steve was talking like 5 things you have to pay for to then fly. I mean, that's stupid. Why would I want on top of that's the aircraft, the equipment, the subscription, literally, and that's stupid. And then to drive wherever, and exceptionally, he had in there 6th one, which was your drive time to go to a pre-approved flying field on top of it, which may not be where you used to fly, which may have been around the corner from where you used to live. So yeah, that expense just to continue to do what you've been doing forever, which I think is it's crazy. I just think it's such bullshit. Just to allow and get more governance for the guys who want to do it commercially and make money. I mean, that's what it is. It's shit on the little man, shit on the guys who make the money. As Marty always says, the guys with the most money do what?
Always wins.
Always wins. And this is a proof. This is an education for you all, kids. This is the way it really rolls down. And we can bitch and stomp and moan and cry. I'm just telling you, from my perspective, the writing's on the wall. I don't know about you, Belinda. What says you?
Yes, the writing's on the wall. I see it. Do you know that we have a field over here that they gave us where the line of sight pilots would fly their planes or their helis?
Yeah.
And me and Mr. Bandito last weekend when we were there, they've cleared all the land that's really right next to it to build a new homes. What do you call them? Subdivisions.
Yeah, subdivision.
So, guess what? It's coming. That field is going.
It's going to be gone. It's going to be taken away from you. It's just going to keep getting thinner and thinner.
Yep.
And I think Marty.
So Foot Creek has a great point.
George, go ahead.
Just ignore it all and just fly, right? Fly long range from your garage.
Let's see what Aaron Corney writes. Says it didn't hang gliders get out of the FAA sites back in the day by proving they, as a community, would adhere to safe flying. So that's what he's saying. Hang gliders got around it.
Right. They used to police their own, right? So now they don't have as many rules, and also your life's a little more at risk because you're flying
on the aircraft. A lot of these rules are because you are on the aircraft, or you are transporting someone else. What these guys are flying and gals are flying are none of that. It's completely autonomous. I mean, what kills me is all of a sudden now we put a fucking camera on these things, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, holy shit, that's what everything started. You put a camera on one of these things that have been flying for 50 years, literally, and now all of a sudden it's holy horse shit. Now it's a drone, and holy horse shit. Now we got to regulate it. I'm like, come on, man.
As soon as you put a camera on it, now you can fly beyond line of sight, right?
Okay. So what's the difference of me flying 800 or to 1,000 feet still LOS versus me flying under in the camera and seeing where I'm going, knowing where I'm at?
You were never really supposed to fly at 1,000 feet. Right?
I don't care where you. We're not talking about supposed to. I'm talking about the facts of the flight. If I'm flying 1,000 feet away from me, LOS, back before all the roads, and these guys like flying
LOS, and why they weren't so worried about it is because you could see and avoid other traffic.
Really,
right?
If I'm flying mind you, a turbine, fucking RV jet, and I'm flying that thing at like 200 miles an hour, which they fly, LOS, and I see another aircraft, I can see and avoid, versus me on a plane that flies maybe 80. And I've got a camera on it, and I got pan tilt. I can see. I can literally scan my horizon. Now I'm all of a sudden I'm the one that needs to get super fucking regulated versus the guy who is more than 1,000 feet away from himself, flying 200 miles an hour, mind you. LOS having had to be a flick of a switch, being able to depth perception, be able to see and avoid. I think that's bullshit. I think it's a horrible argument.
There's a difference between FPV and a camera platform, right? You're flying because you want to, fly and enjoy flying, and you're looking straight ahead, whereas the camera platform is probably looking at the ground and not avoiding other aircraft.
What's the difference? They're both cameras. Why are we labeling one the other? One has the ability to pan and tilt, and one chose not to put pan and tilt because they were cheap, and they want to go to fucking Hobby King and buy it.
Probably, and the other one's looking straight ahead where you're flying. There's a difference, right?
So
you're not avoiding other aircraft when you're not looking at the obstacles, and that's why a lot of them have to have all these obstacle avoidance, because you have a camera system that's purpose is to focus on some other target that has nothing to do with navigating the aircraft.
So again, right? Here's Blitz right now. Again, rules written by those with no experience. I kind of have to agree with him. I think a lot of these things that are coming down are people with no experience at all flying what we do. I think they're just soccer moms shitting themselves and having a conniption. It was what started all this, I firmly believe. And now here's where we sit.
I don't think anyone's differentiating the two, though. I don't think anyone's differentiating flying a wing FPV or flying a multi-rotor aircraft with a camera pointing at the ground. I don't think anyone's bothering to do that in a lot of cases.
I don't see where that's such an... if it's got a camera on it, it's got a camera on it. If you're choosing to look at the ground or versus the horizon, it's no different than you as a pilot that's flying an unmanned aircraft, choosing to look down at your instrument panel, not paying attention, or scanning your horizon. Well, I mean, I still don't. What I'm getting at is, I don't see why a guy flying an RC quarter scale turbine jet, RC jet, like you see them, the scale models, flying these things around at like fucking 200 miles an hour, literally. A jet, a turbine jet, whether there's an AMA field or where the fuck they're flying it around, but it's way far away on their LOS, and there's no way that guy or gal is going to be able to navigate around another object in the sky down where he is, say, or she sees, oh shit, there's someone I need to see and avoid. How are they possibly going to do that?
Yeah.
How are they going to do that? They're at a shittier chance of fucking avoiding it. The probability of hitting each other, mind you, is very, very, very minute, very, very small.
I just don't see how you're making a good argument for.
But no, I'm saying a guy who's flying another, say, a fixed wing with a camera on it. Why is he more regulated than the guy who's just, I don't understand why they fall. Why that's being more regulated when they can actually see and avoid, based off your argument, based on what you were saying. You want to have rules to define the two.
Is that whole gray? That whole gray area, that whole big gray area. That's just
they're just going to take all of it and shove it into one rule they already have. That's the problem, right? If nobody writes the rules, then they're going to take the one rule that they have and take all these different cases and throw it into the one. That's my point. That's why we need more rules defined, right? So that we're not so restricted and we don't have these asinine rules that don't apply to all these cases because we only have one rule and it has to apply to all these cases. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see that point. Marty, what says you? Because you look like you're sleeping, and this is not a sleeping job, motherfucker. You need to stay awake, man. You better wake up, man. No coding until afterwards.
I need some more coding.
Of a snack run.
I know, man. There's $50 worth of Bojangles chicken that, courtesy of Brian, we have to thank him for that. He brought us some food. We already ordered pizza.
That's like a manned aircraft. I don't know.
Here, let me read some. Let me read some more messages.
Think anybody should be able to fly in the woods.
Let me read.
FPV. Absolutely, all day.
Hold on. Let me read. All right. Love tree. All right. So they're chit chatting here a little bit. Corny just wrote in.
Allowed to do that forever.
The skill of all the FPV pilots I see in this room, no way are they going to hit another aircraft. We get low when other manned aircraft are in play and have the skills to fly and avoid collision. Smooth virus. I know how hard
a lot of people in the hobby that are actually in the hobby can do that, but I also agree that it's so accessible that we have made it where people can buy pre-built aircraft. They don't have to.
And this is where I see.
And they can just go do dumb things.
And what did I?
The rest of us look bad.
What did I say back?
We all get judged for 2 people who made bad decisions.
Marty, what did I say back in the Marty? What did I say back in the day?
Dart, put GPS in it, and a Li-ion battery, and goes and flies at 35 miles over, the downtown area, of Lake Placid, New York, and it's like, okay. That was not the brightest fucking video to put on YouTube, but there it is,
right.
And that is probably
there
was that.
We've been doing long distance flights for so long.
Now the people that are making these rules are people in Washington D.C. and the people in Washington D.C., which is like the Secretary of the Department of Transportation. They remember the Phantom that landed on the White House lawn.
Yeah, that's probably all they're envisioning.
Those are the stories. I mean,
they
don't follow the industry like us.
So go after the Phantom.
Right.
Go after DJI.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting ready to get at, by the way.
They're the people that are running things, and they're looking at
I even said years ago, Marty, that DJI was going to be the detriment.
Yeah.
I didn't say the pilots, and everybody else was, us, the pilots. And I said the detriment is going to come from DJI. Because they're making this, when they came out with the One, I'm like, that's it. They just screwed us. They went mass market, and they're just going to make this so easy to grab out of a box. And next thing you know, it's easy to grab out of a box. Now I'm like, now you got every fucking body getting it.
To do things that they shouldn't do.
Yep.
They made it so mass produced that Christ, we're in Best Buy, and then now everybody could just go grab this thing and stick it up in the air. When before that wasn't the case, it was. You actually had to build the shit. You had to tune the stuff. You had to program it. Blah blah. And we're talking about multi-rotors, and it's still the case for wings. Yeah, and fixed wing. You got to majority of the time you got to build your stuff. You got to add all the electronics in. So there's still somewhat of that. There's not that mass market on that. But the quad side did go mainstream.
It would have never blown up if it wasn't for the flight controller.
Right, and DJI's were, and again, DJI was. I told you was going to be the detriment. They had the best flight controller, and that's what started it all. And that's what was the beginning.
And the flight controller wouldn't have been created without the cell phone modular components.
No, the controller on that NASA.
I know, but the components that are in a smartphone.
Yeah.
Everybody's spending $500 to $1,000. Everybody, rich or poor, had to have that. So the components got so small and the phones got so smart that those components got put in these flight controllers.
Right, exactly.
And in these drones.
So all of a sudden you have the drone industry that's benefiting from this massive, like, Samsung-backed cell phone market, ARM processors. Now all of a sudden we have all this money from R&D from other products that are, they've miniaturized these electronics, and now you can do incredible things, right? But it's also the double-edged sword of now anybody can fly.
Yeah, I mean, it's now and it really is. I'm telling you, DJI was where it started, it began. I knew that was the end. That was going to crush. It was negative. I didn't know what exactly. I just knew it was bad. I just knew it was getting it in everybody's hands, making it so readily available, where you don't have to DIY it anymore. Was going to screw it, because then just any idiot could go up and fucking do any stupid shit, and then that's what happened.
The hobby grew up.
It's this little fucker right here, the little sparks and shit that you go buy for $300, and people try to fly them with their phone, and they suck balls with your phone, and they get lost all over the fucking neighborhood. This is what the problem is.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree. It's part of it. What says you, Mrs. Bandito?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I think we got a lot of really good comments right now if somebody wants to.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read it. I'm going to read some of these real quick. I do agree that there needs to be more education involved with flying, even RC aircraft for sure. It's just how far do we allow the overreach of law, says Corny. Blitzkrieg, and this is in caps, screaming, long-distance flights, but did we die? So I think he was talking about when we were talking about long-distance flights. There's a big difference between those of us who build our own stuff and the DJI quads, which I totally agree. It's a lot more effort than what we do. Not that DJI stuff isn't technically brilliant, says Smooth Virus. The Mavic is a fucking amazing machine, but I didn't have to build it. What else? Yep. Who needs rules? I see more people hit full-size cars with RC cars than RC planes hitting full-size planes. And RC cars have no rules. And he's kind of true. I mean, if you're going to go on all that, it's kind of true if you're going to go on. But again, but they're not going on safety. That's not their key. I don't even think for 1 minute that this has anything to do with safety. This has nothing to do with safe to find the air skies. They're not trying to do. That's not what this shit's about. If they are telling you that, and that's what you were hearing, that is horse shit. What it is about money.
What they believe they're doing.
No, it's not. It's about money. All it is because there's major money going on in the background because they're trying to clear out the airspace so that they can do eventually and try, which I still don't think they're going to fucking succeed. But hey, go for it. Bang your head against a brick wall. We'll see what happens. And I don't see it being feasible, but they're all going to try it. I mean, shit, the U.S. Postal Service even said they're going to start doing investigations into figuring out the feasibility of doing package delivery and delivering your fucking mail. Seriously. Now, whether they get in the game and they actually do it, no, but they at least are going to put their name on the plate and say, we're part of it. We want to be a part of it, even though Amazon and everybody else is going to be trying to do it. That's where the money is, kids. Amazon's the biggest damn company. Are you kidding me? They're the ones that want the delivery. You think they don't have money and leverage and up at the hill? You are kidding yourself.
Well,
and that's what's going on.
They're going to write the laws for us, honestly. They already have them all written, ready to go right now.
Yeah, all this stuff's just coming out little by. I mean, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not.
No,
that's the facts. I mean,
they've already agreed to go write all the laws for it.
I mean, it just spells doom.
Because if the FAA and everybody else is going to complain that where are we going to get the money to write these rules? Amazon wants it so bad, they've already gone and written the rules, and they're ready to hand it over, right? So they're going to define how commercial use is done more than likely. Them and UPS and the rest of the industry that's going to define this.
All right, I kind of tapped out on what I wanted to say about this subject for right now. It doesn't mean we're even nearly done, but Broseph, did you have anything you want to add?
Just keep it business as usual, folks. Go fly, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Belinda, did you have anything you want to add to this?
No, go fly.
Go
Same
fly,
thing.
she says. Go fly. I don't know what's going on.
Get you a field and go fly.
We'll set up like a national FPV day. We'll all go at the same time.
Oh, if for the record,
we'll make it like 420 or something. We'll all go fly.
Yeah, and for the record, when I am doing a job, I'm having a lot of fun flying.
Are you really having fun flying?
Hell yeah!
Good career.
It's the easiest job I've ever had in my life. Why do I want to?
You have a good thing.
I mean, my back's gone out from carpentry. My knees are shot. You know, the shoulder hurts. But I don't have any of them problems when I'm working and making money flying drones.
Yeah. You went out today twice trying to made some money doing drones.
Yeah, easy. It's easy money.
Brian, George, what says you? Any last statements on this topic?
I just remember before everybody was in this and it was popular, right? They didn't want to let us fly. So that's why I don't think it's as much of a... I remember the FAA hating us before it was popular, right? So that's kind of the thing. I remember them wanting to have nothing to do with us. So
where do you see
they wanted us to go away.
Where do you see it going for the recreational side? You think it's done?
Yeah.
You think the recreational side's going to be done?
I think it's going to be called something else.
Yeah, they're going to call it recreational, and they're not going to call it SUAS. They're going to call SUAS commercial.
Brian, what's
going to make you pay and register?
Brian, what says you?
Yeah.
Any last comments and statements?
I'm going to fly regardless. Fuck it.
He's going to fly regardless. He said he's going to fly regardless. Fuck it.
That's the right answer, honestly.
All right, kids.
As long as you're not bothering anybody,
we're playing the
power to you.
We're playing the closing music now. That means
there's nobody that can enforce it right now, not for at least another 5 to 10 years.
All right, I'm going to start doing my sign-offs here. Start doing your sign-offs. George, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you coming here and spending some time with us on a Sunday evening. We know it's late in the evening, and you could be doing something other than sitting here talking to us about all things drone related.
Sleeping. Yeah, sleeping.
It could be
1 hour of sleep. Thanks, everybody.
Yes. Thanks, George. We appreciate it. Belinda, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you coming over here and hanging out with us and being part of the gang. And what else did I want to say? And it's drum roll, but we're gonna play this damn song again.
I'm gonna go eat.
You're gonna go eat, get
Who
some
brought
food, go to
dinner?
bed.
Somebody brought dinner.
And Beehive Ron, what did you want to say? Anything? Want to say goodbye?
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Everyone's full of enthusiasm. We did go rather long today, kids. We appreciate everybody over there in Chattahoochee Land. Rotor Ranch, did you want to say anything? Goodbyes? You want your goodbyes? Get your air therapy. Don't forget we got merch. Don't forget we got merchandise. Go ahead and get your merchandise if you want to get it. It helps us out. We're not getting to be cut. But until next time, kids, as we always say, we love you. Remember, go get you some. We'll see you on Friday and again next Sunday at 8 p.m. Until next time. Brian, can I say it to you? Can I do it one more time? Smooches, Brian. I love you. We're out. Bye. Toodles.
They can't arrest any of us. We're good.
Bye.